We are live. It's the next episode of the Truman Show, and finally I get someone who followed my journey on the become a better person, not only mentally but also physically. Today with me, Robin, from the project Don't Be the Dog, right? So, do you love dogs?
I do love dogs, but it has nothing to do with dogs, really.
So, what is all about?
It actually comes from a great motivational speaker in America. His name is Les Brown. And he used to tell this story back in the day where he went to his friend's house. And his friend was sitting in the couch, and there was a dog on the floor. And the dog was moaning and groaning. So he asked his friend, "Why is your dog moaning and groaning?" So his friend said, "Because he's lying on a nail." Okay, but why doesn't he just move then? If he's laying on a nail, should be pretty easy, right? Well, because it doesn't hurt him bad enough. And that's like most people today. They're moaning and groaning, complaining about their life situation, whatever it is, right? But then they don't really do anything about it. So it basically means don't be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do something to change your reality.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your first advice about this one? Because it's always easy to say, right? And we know this, like the motivation, it's overpriced, and it's too much attention to just be motivated, just do it and everything. I think on this time we need something, some kind of strategy, some kind of solution for this. And of course I know what you're doing, but many people don't know. So the things connect with the breath work or the ice bath is the way to maybe motivate self to do something, to try to do something.
Yeah, for me, it has been a helpful tool to use. I think just doing something like that moves you towards your goals every day, that's the most important thing. But most people don't even have any goals. So I think that's really where to start. Like, you have to be very clear about what you actually want in life or what the results you want to accomplish, right? And then you have to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? And then, like I say, for people who want to have a fit body, for example, you need to start working out, changing your diet, go for walks, whatever it is. So start with small baby steps, working out 5 minutes in the morning, just do body weight. You don't need to go buy a gym membership. You don't need to, put hours and hours in. You don't need to start with buying protein drinks and stuff like that, right? The most important is to get started with what's actually important to create a good habit, right? So what I always recommend is to start doing something the first thing in the morning after you wake up. Just do something. It doesn't have to be much, but like I said, just start doing some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever, to get into the mode. And just once you've done the easy stuff, you can start increasing it and making it more intense. But the important is to do something regularly, like all the time, every day, so that it becomes a habit.
Yeah. So for most of the people, it will be the habit is the work routine. I mean, not work and the going to the job. So it's always like excuse, like they don't have a time. They they need to work. So it's a big part of the population about the work. Like, we are quite comfy way, let's say, because we can wake up whenever we want somehow, and we have let's say more hours when we can do something, right? But you in case you recommend for people who even go to work still trying to do something in the morning?
Yes, do something. Because how are you gonna get out of your situation if you don't do anything? That's the dog, right? Most people, probably 95%, they're complaining about their life situation, whatever it is, right? But if you don't do anything about it, you cannot change it. It's impossible.
Yep. So you work out every day?
Pretty much, yeah. Just do I'm doing something. Just do something, right? So my morning routine, after I wake up, I take the cold plunge or the ice bath, and then I do some breathing exercises, and then I do some light workout, usually maybe 2-3 exercises, takes about 5 minutes. And then I have a time for myself. I have some coffee. I write down my goals, my 1 year goals. I've been writing down my 1 year goals every morning for like 1.5 years now, and they just start becoming true. Like because you put focus on it. Like you need to focus on what you want in life, for what you want to be coming reality, right? What you focus on, that's what grows. So if you focus on the things that you want, you're gonna get what you want.
So what was your big step or like big goal? What you achieved already? It's being in Thailand or having relationship.
Well, there's been many of them, yeah.
Yeah, because you keep writing, right? So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually just did that for the past about 1.5 years, something like that. But like I started in this like sort of changing my life, not being the dog, so to say, already when I was about 20, so 17 years ago. And my first goal was to be able to quit my job and move to a tropical country where I don't have to be depressed in the wintertime and stuff like that.
Do you believe it's connected, the depression, with the weather, with the amount of the sun or even temperature?
Yes. Well, maybe not the temperature. Temperature to some extent, because that makes you put more clothes on, which makes you don't get even daylight exposure on your body at all. You cover everything up. But yeah, 100%. Like if you're not getting enough sunshine, your body can't produce vitamin D. Actually, if you have like even if you're getting sunshine and if you have low magnesium, your body can't produce vitamin D anyway. And most people are low in magnesium as well. But yeah, definitely. Like I was depressed every winter when I was staying back in Sweden. Every winter, just feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible.
I went to Poland on I think it was February, and like even if I came like super positive and like everything fine, so many like nice positive stuff, I cannot handle the weather. Like how, like it was really deep. The same I had when it was like a typhoon in the Philippines, so the weather was just a little colder, like 22, which in tropical country it's cold,
Right.
And people sitting like on the bus or something, like really like the same like in Europe, like
Shivering.
stressed, like worried, and no smiling. It's like, oh my god, like it doesn't matter where. It's basically like really touch people. Doesn't matter, location. It's the weather. It's big difference, right? But do you think there is some way when people are in Europe, US, or another place when it's not much, let's say, sun, they can do something about this one to get out from this?
Right. I think actually the ice or the cold exposure is a good way to do it, because if you learn to take on the cold or be able to go out and be in the cold without much clothes on, you're gonna get daylight exposure on, like even if it's cloudy, even if it's not if it's dark obviously, but even in the winter time. So I think that could be a big beneficiary or something that really changed the situation. Also, like I said, with the vitamin or with the magnesium, to be able to produce vitamin D from the sunshine or from the daylight, you need to have sufficient vitamin or magnesium levels
to be able to absorb, right? So even from a small amount.
For the body to be able to produce it from the sun. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there's some solution. So not everyone need to come to Thailand.
Right. Well, I went back to, since I started this cold exposure and stuff, like I have been back to Sweden, and that time I was back for 5 months, and I went back here in November, so I got like 2 months maybe of the cold when it started to get dark and stuff like that, and I didn't feel depressed at all. But I was going out for walks without my shirt in sub-zero temperatures pretty much every day.
And it's true, like you still get the vitamin D even from the, like if it's cloudy and everything.
No, obviously not as much. Yeah.
But better than zero,
better
right?
than nothing. Yeah, exactly. Like when your body is in that state, you just want to take anything. Also supplementing, like with vitamin D, could help.
The solar room, like I don't know how good solarium, right? It's also can produce or not? Or it's synthetic.
Yeah,
It's light.
I don't think that actually helps you.
Yeah.
That's just for like burning the skin
Yeah.
or whatever. It makes you look good, look better, I guess, and it makes you feel
Yeah.
feel better about
So
yourself.
somehow
what's
can
okay.
be like placebo
Right.
effect can works, right?
Exactly.
We know, you know, the placebo effect, it can be that powerful than the,
Very powerful.
you know, the real thing. So it's possible. They also use the like red light therapy, right? I think it works quite different of the of, you know, this red light, right? Therapy, like people use also. I think there's many like a place you can, let's say, they have a red light, you know, the time for a few minutes. I think everything. But it's also like for immune system, like in general, like it's all about to just to, you know, keep going with something, you know, like here in Thailand we have a massage, right, which is also a very powerful tool, like in general, like, you know, use, you know, touch muscle, touch, you know, like even if you I just finished session with you today, so we do the breath work and the ice bath. So even what I also value the most, it's the guidance, right, on the breath work. That's why I said, like, I'm not able to do it alone, even if I can meditate with other people, or I provide meditation with guidance meditation, but it's very hard for me to do it alone, you know. So for me it's you know, I need to find a way, you know, to do it. That's why, you know, came to you. So tell me more about your breathwork and the ice bath journey. It's connected, or you keep it separate?
Well, it started about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and like it all came from me having so much pain. Like I moved here from Sweden when I was 27, and I was free from my work, and I thought I would be feeling good, everything's good, but I wasn't happy, I wasn't feeling good. And then I started asking myself, what's the problem here? And it was like I just had this pain inside me, like so much, all my joints aching, my hips, my back, and I was just complaining about it all the time. And when you're in pain, you know, all you want is just to feel good again. It doesn't matter what you have or what you accomplish, like, doesn't matter. So I started looking for solutions, how to fix this. And one day I saw this video on YouTube with this crazy dude who who said he could control pain. And that guy's name is Wim Hof. And I just felt this urge, I need to go see him. So I went to his website and I saw, okay, next time that he's gonna be at an event would be January. That was 2018, January 2018, and that would be in Poland, or home country. And just like 2 days after, something like that, I convinced my friend to come with me. So we went there, and I trained with him for 5 days, and that's really how it all started. Because I wanted to be able to control pain, and I wanted to be able to get rid of my issues. So I've pretty much been doing this on a regular basis, almost every day since then.
And how was the experience there? Did you walk like on the snow? You've been on the winter basically, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so you walk on you've been on the river, right? There's a river there. When I saw also like people do it, like it's natural cold plunge, right? Because I think it was cold that time.
Yes.
How was the weather at that time when you've been there?
It was 12 below
Because it can be
zero.
different. Sorry, that can be different in Poland. Like it's really mixed. Like, you know, sometimes winter it's hot and the summer it's cold. So
right. No, it was very cold, and I hadn't been experiencing that kind of weather for many years, right? And I flew in from Thailand as well. So when we flew into Prague. And then there was like a bus picking us up and drove us. It was a 4-hour drive to where we were going. And I remember this was like 10 o'clock at night, and the bus stopped on the way, and it said it was 12 below zero. And I was sitting right by the door, right? So when the door opened, I was wearing all the clothes that I had, and I was just like, what am I doing here? Jesus Christ. You know, I was really scared. Really scared. But yeah, I don't know, like what I was scared about was the unknown, right? Like I knew what they were gonna push me to do the next day, and like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I was really scared of the cold, like at first. Like when I was about 10, I used to do canoeing,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was basically the first session of the year where we were outside at the river or the creek or whatever we were paddling, and you haven't been doing it for a while, so the balance is a little bit out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going usually like a 1 hour paddling session, and when I was almost back, I just relaxed, and because like I saw the dock was right over there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I relaxed, and then I just lost the balance, fell in, and after that I never went canoeing again. I was so scared of the cold after, like it was a horrible experience. So I had that in me for a
Yeah.
long time, and that's probably been, impacting a lot.
So
Probably.
even directly it was about the cold, right, in your life, right? Like a trauma, like get out. But I think it's for, in general, like there's no people who say like, oh yeah, I like the ice plunge, So it's when someone asks me like, oh, but I like about me, like, do I like? I said, no, I don't like. I don't like many things what I do, right? I do it just to, be stronger, be better, be, like build myself, and it's many things are not pleasant, right? So I think many people just trying to avoid these things. It's what you said about the dog, like, okay, like do nothing, right, about this one. So the cold plunge, ice bath, it's in general, it's no comfy state, but you do it just to get rid of many things. So tell me more about the benefits of the cold plunge.
Oh, there's so many benefits, like physiological. So it lowers inflammation, it helps with muscle recovery, boosts the immune system, it increases your self-esteem, practice your patience, helps with the blood circulation. There's a lot more, but what I like the most is the fact that it's a very deep meditation practice, and it's really hard every time you do it. It's not like it's like what you told me this morning when we were doing it, like you don't want to do it. And I feel the same. Like I've been doing this thousands of times, right? Every time it's a challenge, and that's the thing. It's a challenge every time. And if you challenge yourself continuously, all the time, every day, challenge yourself like that, just makes life much easier. Life in general, right? Because life is a bunch of challenges all the time, right? And if you learn to cope with stress and cope with challenges like that, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, and you can always copy the feelings to any other things. Like in your life, you have a job, you have a relationship and everything. It's always challenge, and it's always not comfy state, right? But you just go and you deal with this. And I think in life, it's like a metaphoric for many things, right? Like I also see the sport. Like if you do something, if you learn about the mistakes, you failing, and the even learning process, then whatever you touch, it's very similar game. That's why many people who are good on the sport, they're good on the business, because they know the discipline, they know it takes time, they know it's it's not comfy, it'll be pain and everything. And it's even right now on my life, like many like upside down, but I already wake up myself, like, but I know how it works, like it must be works like this. So even the natural fails in life, it's how it's supposed to be. That's how where I am right now. So it's like a natural state. But it's important to to always remind self about this one, because that's why the daily routine with the ice plunge, like it's a routine, because allowed you to always remind yourself, like, hey, this is challenge, hey, it's not easy, okay, you need to do something. And it's daily, like, really build the people, right? To really build the person as a man, as a human, and in general. And I think it's a must. I think in this time on many social problems and everything, like ice bath, it's a must. I think it's supposed to be like prescription on the doctor, like, hey, start from this, right?
Yep.
Because like there, at least you solve some part of this, like the percentage, like how your life improve after this, it's crazy, right? I don't want to say like, yeah, your life changed after ice bath, because it's not like this. But I think definitely it will be percentage, like even a half minimum, it's like guarantee, which is worth it for that 3 minutes sitting and crying somehow, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Just like I said, it makes life easier,
Mhm.
and like you said, like it should be something that is prescribed. Like it's way better than taking pills for
Yeah.
curing your depression,
Yeah.
or dealing with anxiety, or all these different types of diseases where you're
Mhm.
just popping pills to solve it, like pain. And it's just yeah.
It's like crazy because it's it's like a painkiller, like the ice bath, but it's still pain, right? So yeah, so it's like, but the same, like many medicine that are not tasty, whatever. Like people don't like take medicine, but it's all about this. Like I also know, like in general, like we like really like trying to avoid the pain, which is crazy. Like like I remember when I was younger, like even operation was with some kind of pain. Like they don't put you to the coma to sleep and everything. They basically allow you to be aware, to feel the pain, because they believe your body recover better when you have a pain, and like your body basically have really exposed to the basically pain, right? Now it's like like all society, like no
Right.
pain, have everything to have, like even painkiller, like it's more about the mental things than they're actually the finding the place on the body and remove the pain. Like I do not take painkillers for, oh my god, years, and I see, like I always say, like to someone, if someone take it, it's like, oh, with the painkiller, it's, let's say, or like antibiotic, whatever, you'll be sick for 1 week. If you don't take, it'll be 7 days. So it's the same things, right? Because it's hard to check anyway, right? You
Right.
don't you cannot say, like, if you don't take the painkiller, you know your pain will disappear also, right? But you don't know because you take already, so you cannot compare,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Being like, I think there's a lot to learn from being with the pain as well. Like if you're trying to avoid pain all the time, it just makes you weak,
Yeah,
right?
naturally, like it's obvious, right?
It's obvious, yeah.
Yeah, but
And
somehow on this time, it's we live in society when people want to avoid pain. Even when people have a kids, like they don't want to put the kid for the, like, no comfy situation, trying to don't go there, don't touch this, don't eat this, So it's totally different when we live, right? Like we go out and, like, okay, see you, let's see you later, and then you come back with the scratches, accident, this one, but you feel alive, and in general, it's the core of being human. I think, right?
Of course, yeah, it's part of life. Pain, like you can't avoid it. Like that's not gonna solve anything. It's just gonna make you have more pain, I guess. It's yeah.
How's your journey with being a vlogger? I can say you're a vlogger. You call
Yeah.
yourself a vlogger,
Yeah.
spiritual therapeutic vlogger.
I don't know what I would call myself. Like, it's been going good. Like it just started with me wanted to share my experience and
Yeah.
try to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been going really good. Like I think I told you before, but I think I produced about 1,000. I think I posted about 4,000 pieces of content in 2.5 years
Nice.
across all the platforms, like 250, 300 million views, and 1.6 million followers. We have a lot of people who come and want to train with me and learn. Like it's a very different thing for people when they come to see us compared to like other alternatives in the ice bath and breathwork space, because I've been through the journey of healing myself. It's not just about doing the ice bath. People get to consult about whatever issues they have. Like I've been doing a lot of different other things as well to solve my issues. Like I noticed that the ice bath and the breathwork really helped, but what really was the issue was inflammation. So first off, you need to get rid of what's causing the inflammation, right? Doing the ice bath is great. It lowers the inflammation, but that's how it sort of helps with the pain, right? but then when you're out, you know, it comes back again, and then okay, maybe there are some other things we have to change here as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're doing private classes at home, like you experience now.
Mm-hmm.
We can do up to 4 people. We're about to open up and do it like right by the ocean, at the place called the Boat House, and then we do events like bigger events with. We have a partnership with Unomori Onsen in Bangkok, so we go up like once a month. We do events in Bangkok, and then we have a bunch of hotels and stuff that are contacting us, want to do private events and stuff like that as well. So
For the employees or something like this?
no, I think it's mainly for their customers.
Okay.
Like they want to serve their customers, and they see that there's a demand in the market. Like people want to try this out,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to just put in an ice bath and have people like, because it can be dangerous. Like you
Yeah.
have to be really careful when you do this stuff. It's not a child's game.
Yeah, but it's also about the trust. For example, like being with you, like the safety things, and also like even the guidance and the words and everything. It's make me feel safe, right? And like many people, they're worried about this one because if you put on the Google like an ice bath and the breath work, there's so many left and right things, right? So it's like, oh yeah, like hyperventilation, it's not good. This one. You can always find like this. So many people don't try it because they are afraid. But if you have someone who take care of you and basically like allowed you to feel comfy somehow, because breathwork is being comfy, right? To relax and everything. Don't judge. Like become like a facilitator or the coach, however you call yourself. It's a big part, right? Because people won't feel safe.
Yep.
And if you are stable of your guidance and everything, and like even how you guide me, I feel good, I feel safe, I feel like no matter what, like I can do it my way and everything, and like encourage me as well. So I thought I cannot, it's, to be honest, it's impossible I would do by myself, even the amount of the time without, because I already do it exhale, and I just need to keep it for 2 minutes with the empty lungs, right? It's like, no way, right? And I see you extend, and like, no, that's impossible, right? Like, it's impossible. And with your guidance, I'm able to do. And I think many people need people like this in general in life. If it's you, coach, and everything, to support them, to be with them, or trying to encourage them to do it more steps, even about the ice bath, even go together and everything. And the problem is, I think right now, not many people have people like this. That's why I go to the place, even like you and everything, to to start the journey, to try things, to find a way how I can apply this, because not everyone need to come to you like regularly and everything, but it's encourage them to do it something in life, right?
Yep.
So what's your things about let's say do it this by itself, right? Because you do it also groups, right? But people come to you regularly or time to time. What's different, right?
Yeah, it's very different. Some people, like, it depends on why they're coming. Some people come to train a few times. Like I had one guy who had the long COVID, and so his like he was really. He said if he went to work out for like 10 minutes, he would have to stay in bed for like a week. Like he was just all exhausted. He couldn't do anything. And then he went to this clinic in Bangkok, who was a clinic specifically for this issue, for long COVID. He said he spent like $10,000 and they didn't help him anything. It didn't help him shit. And he came to train with me 5 or 6 times or something like that. And now, like, I just recently did a follow-up with him. And this is like a year. It's been like a year. He said it's like 90% still, 90% recovered.
Wow.
Yeah, from just training, like just doing some natural things like breathing and practicing with me.
I also see, because sometimes they show the like test when the people smoke cigarette and they put like cigarettes to like a jar and everything, and they show like how the lungs are dirty. But basically, you do it, you're breathing all the time, so you clean yourself all the time. But I think the point is like the breathing in general. People have a very short breath, right? And they don't even like there's it's not even about the way, but like breath work. I'm talking about the daily life. They even don't breathe properly. Even about simple things like use your nose. Not That's not something what people know.
No.
It's I have many problems with my nose, with the polyps and everything, and so I use always my mouth and everything, and I realized maybe 10 years ago how important it is, because it's not something what people know, like in general, like
Right.
yeah, there is something what some people say, but there's so much information right now when you don't know what it's what is right now, right? Because you can always find like anti-test for anything what we say, right?
Yep.
So what's the best way to use the breath, or maybe practice, or like clean self, like the COVID, we know like some kind of like everyone experience, so and everyone have some post problems after this. I still feel like my energy goes definitely down, maybe not like this your client, but definitely was I have problem as well, and I think many people have similar problems. But even not this, people have problem with the breathing, like the nose, like even about the dirt, and Thailand we have also the pollution when it's like burning season, everything, but of course many cities as well. So what's your advice about the for the clinic or for the breathing in general?
Right. So yeah, so most people only use about 10% of their lungs. They just breathe into the chest. You just chest breathing all the time. Most people have probably never ever used their diaphragm for breathing, which is the actual muscle that is supposed to be used for breathing. And it's a lot about comfort. Like we're so comfortable now in the wearing clothes and having air cons and heaters and stuff like that. So one major marker for longevity is lung health, and most people will have lost 30 to 40% of their lungs by the time they retire, like when they're 65, 70. And a lot of like the ones who have strong lungs, they are the ones who live much longer. And people lose their lungs by about 1% per year from the age of 30, 35, something like that, because we don't use it. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? It's like training a muscle or whatever. If you don't go and train your muscles, they're not gonna grow. They're just gonna go away, right?
So I mean, you use it like a more like. What do you mean use it? Because until 35 I still use it.
So if you only use 10% of your lungs, that's obviously not sufficient. It's like using your muscles to lift the bottle, or it's not going to build your muscle anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you have to use your whole lung when you're breathing. You have to focus on breathing into your stomach, like we talk about when we do the breathing exercises as well. So just doing that continuously throughout the day, when you think about it. That's why it's so good to do the breathing exercises like on a regular basis, because it's sort of programs your brain to think, I need to focus on the breathing every now and then at least, or when you're in stressful situations or whatever, like it can bring down your pulse, really take, like if you're sitting in the traffic in Bangkok or whatever, and you get stressed up about it, like just taking a few deep breaths is great. Like it trains up your lungs, it uses your whole lungs, and it just calms down your nervous system. So, and like what you said also about breathing through the nose, like we have the hairs in the nose, we have a mucous membrane, like we're supposed to breathe through the nose, but actually our face, like the shape of our face seems to have changed over time, because we're starting to breathe more with the mouth.
Yes, I see the people who like don't use the nose, and basically the face was really changed a lot. Even connect with the mouth jar, and it's crazy. Like people looks like the face was deformed on the many different ways, and only because of the nose, breathing. Yeah, so it's a big factor. So basically, like on the breathwork, in general, like for example, even the 5-10 minutes a day, it's already extend your way of the breathing daily. Like it helps already like keep the, like, let's say extend the lungs and change your rhythm as well.
Right. So like the way I see it, like what we did the breath training that we did this morning. We did 4 rounds of breathing. Takes about 20-30 minutes, something like that.
Also 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What I recommend is to do 2 of those rounds every morning, and it's basically just filling up your lungs as much as you can and blowing it out again, filling up your lungs. It's like going exercising, right? So you do a little bit of exercise for your muscles, you do a little bit of exercise for your lungs and your diaphragm. It's great.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. It's like a mind, body, and soul, but this one is body, and it's connected with also different part of body, eh?
Right.
It's like you have, okay, what I trained today, biceps and the lungs.
Yeah.
Right?
Diaphragm training.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what's your like a routine of the day? Like you're, as a person who also show the guidance for others, but what's your daily routine?
So yeah, like I said, my morning routine starts pretty much between 6. Like I don't use an alarm clock, so usually I wake up between 6 and 6:30. Then I do the cold plunge. Then I do the breathing. And I make some coffee. I make a bulletproof coffee, if you know what that is,
yes.
with MCT oil and
Yes.
pure butter. And then I write my goals. Then I actually go for a walk and my another workout. Some days, not every day I do that, but I do like 10-15 minutes at we have like a park where we can do some pull-ups and stuff like that. I go do some grounding at the beach while I'm listening to learn something new. I focus every day is really important to me to upgrade my skills and my knowledge. So that's what I do while I'm out for walks. It's a great way to do it instead of listening to music or whatever. That doesn't really give much. And then back I have a breakfast, and then usually nowadays I do like one of my skill upgrades that I'm working on is to be fluent in Thai. So I think I told you that before as well. Like I do the live streams every time I eat. That's when I do the live streams. I usually just eat 2 times per day. So I do a live stream on TikTok, and I practice, reading Thai, answering questions, and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I make some content, depending. Maybe spend some time with my wife, or
You do content together, right?
We have been doing a lot of content together, like because my language skills have been so poor. But now I can do most of it by myself. Sometimes she needs to help out a little bit with translation work, but I can do quite a lot of it myself now.
Okay, so like, speaking Thai, like what's the reaction of the people? Like you also speak in the daily life, like you go shop and everything?
Like this, the problem I had before was I understood a lot of Thai. I could listen and I could understand, or at least grasp the conversation on a pretty big level. But my speaking was like I didn't feel comfortable speaking. So that's what I found this really helps with, like speaking, even if I speak with myself, answering questions and stuff like that. It's just practice to use the words, right? Like continuously. And some people, they write in the comments that I had one comment like, how can you speak so much Thai and still say everything wrong? Like it's crazy. But some people say it's perfect. It's really good. And,
it's general. That's why I like have my turning off time when I trying to learn Thai, and then I say one word and I repeat whole day, and on the end I use the word and nobody understand me. It's like, no way. So I give up, because like I think many people just don't want to understand, and they just play with you. Sounds like this sometimes, like, oh no, you say wrong. And it's like if I say hello and not hello, you won't understand me. It's like, so the same, right? Like we know, like you don't need to exactly say correctly, but you know what I'm talking about. If I go by,
they can figure
coffee,
it out.
right? So if I say, coffee, latte alone, so, like they can understand. I say, hot, what I can order, like ice or cold, right? Yeah, no, alone. But, they're still like, what? It's like, okay, like, or like I just say hot because they expect from me to speak English anyway.
I think that's one issue really. Like when they see your face,
Yeah.
they are listening for an English word.
Yeah.
So when you
They
speak,
treat it
you know, they're
like-
like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
My friend also, like, he lived in Thailand 20 years and he speak perfect Thai, even Isan. And he started talking to the people, like even older and everywhere, and they looking at him like they cannot connect these
Right.
things. Like, so they look, if you call whatever, like no problem. They think he's Thai. But if they look and like,
Right.
and they reply to him English,
Right.
right? So it's like, I speak Thai. It's like, oh, sorry, and like confused. Yeah,
Right.
because the appearance, like you said, the appearance, you know, make a lot of difference, you know, when it's like, oh, they trying to like, okay, sir, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know, like that's happened to me too. Like if I'm listening for English and someone speaks to me in Swedish or whatever,
Yeah.
like it has actually has happened to me too. Like I'm listening for English words, right? And then I'm like, excuse me, you know,
Yeah.
especially if it's not really clear. Also, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, you use this Thai, right, for your business, for your project, and everything. So it's basically amazing because, you know, like for me, learning it's not make sense if I don't really use. Like for example, like why I need to learn, you know, making swords if I don't fight, right? I mean, this one can be different, right? Because I believe, you know, learning some martial arts it's important, right? It's someone say better be a warrior. Better be a warrior on the garden than be a gardener on the war. Right, so it's in case you have the skills, whatever happen, you can be prepared, right?
Sure.
But in general, also like I compare like Thailand to the Philippines somehow because if I know the language, of course they can speak English as well, but mostly like they speak Tagalog, the Filipino. So you know they talk a lot of things what is useless and they're staying like on a massage and they talk about the problems, politics and everything. So sometimes when I go Thai massage, it's like, oh my God, good I don't understand. Because I ask my friend what they're talking. I say, oh, they talk about the politics, they talk about what's happened on, you know, yesterday on here and here. I say, oh, good I don't understand because I still have a concept like these. They're positive. They speak nice things, right? So it's like, okay, maybe the better if I do not understand. So it's allowed me to not hear with someone talk bad about me, you know, gossip me, because it's like, you know, like, okay, like it's I still understand from the concept, from the context, because you know what other things they can say, right? They always say like, you know, when you talk, you know what's going on, very similar things. So I understand a lot, but yeah, it's not time for me to learn. But if I have the project like necessary to be part of my, you know, business and everything, yeah, it's super useful, especially for the social media. And I think you're part of your success. It's really like, you know, in general, you have a good start. Like when I go to Philippines, only because I'm white, I was different. So then I have, you know, a lot of attention from the girls, for example. So the same you, right? Many people look at you like, oh my God, Farang speak Thai. Yeah, it's amazing. Like everyone like love this, right? Yeah, especially when you say that you have blonde hair. It's your natural hair? Yeah. You're from Sweden, right? Yeah, so it's easy. And the blue eye, it's like, oh my God, yeah. It's in Thailand, it's crazy, right? Because they cannot have this, like, we want to have dark skin, but they want to have a white skin, right? It's like, oh, like, I want your skin. It's like, no, I want your skin. And, like, you know, they want something what they don't have, right? When I told them, like, we have the solar room when they go make tan, it's like, why you doing this? Like, it's like, because we want to have dark skin. It's like, no, not good. You know, like, white, okay. It's like, yeah. They want things what it's, like, in the Philippines, they have a whitening cream, right? But we know from the carrot. And I was like surprised because, you know, carrot have carotene, which makes your skin darker, right? But basically they have a carrot on the ingredients making your skin white. So I was like really confused. Like,
I think it's pigmentation though. Like I think what's in carrots, it's for pigmentation. So so it's not just about being dark. I think it's about being white too. But it helps like if you go out into the sun, 'cause it helps to not burn and stuff like that. But if you want to be white, it maybe helps in that way too. Yeah.
I need to ask ChatGPT about this.
Yeah. Do that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's just.
But it will make sense, like because many products are also not just to, you know, absorb these things, but also to help with the absorption, right? Like there's many, you know, like vitamins and everything. Like, oh yeah, this is not for like even our body. There's so many things like, okay, if we don't take this, we don't digest or absorb, you know, enough vitamin, everything. So sometimes we have, okay, we have supplements, we have this, we have this. It's like, yeah, but it's different, you know, because if you don't produce other things naturally, then you can take 100-gram protein, but your body not, not digest anything. And there's many things like this. Like people think like, oh yeah, protein, this one. There's so many supplements, which I know they are bullshit, but many people like, you know, they think like it's a miracle, right? But it helps to keep the people like are quite motivated when they have a protein shake, right? Like, you know, they are like fit and the fitness style. So
and
if it's
placebo as well,
yeah,
right?
exactly, right? So if it's help people to be more active, let's say, why not, right?
Yeah,
Can you tell me some of your story with some clients about, you know, the problems and issue, or like, you know, not like you don't need to put the name, but of course, but you know, like what kind of experience you have with the people who come to you, what kind of problems?
So we had one other guy who was he had his this was from the COVID vaccine. He got the spike protein, went to his lungs, and it just filled up his lungs with like on the walls, on the inside of the walls. So his body couldn't absorb oxygen anymore.
Wow.
So he had to, like when he came to us first time, he had done that 3 times in 1 year, where they fill up his lungs with salt water and then suck it out again to get rid of the phlegm or whatever, the spike proteins on the inside. And they tried his oxygen level, and it was like 70% or something like that, which normally you would basically die. Like you. And after we've been doing some training together, it was like 95%, and he's been coming back. I don't think he's like had any issues at all since that time. But in general, like we have people coming from all over Thailand, from Phuket. They're flying in from Krabi, Phuket, Chiang Mai. We have a lot of people coming down from Bangkok, which is like a 2-hour drive. But most people they just want to try it out, and they want to try it out in like a safe setting. We've actually had quite a few customers who come to us, and then they've been to other places and trying it out, and then they come back and they're like, yeah, you know, we went to these other places, and like we don't feel safe doing it there. Like basically they just told us, okay, there's the ice bath, just go nuts. You know, and they push you to do it for like 10 minutes and stuff like that, which is, you know, just not a good idea. Like especially if you're a beginner, like you should definitely not do that. So
so you had mostly people who come to you with their physical problems, or also
it's a mix.
Some kind of
it's a mix. People have like back problems. We've had people with cancer, like I said, with lung issues. It's just all different kinds of people, really. Like some people, they can't sleep. Maybe they have anxiety. Maybe they're stressed or depressed, or like we had someone recently who just wanted to start doing it because for like weight loss reasons, like because when you do the cold experiment, you, like your body gets cooled down, right, and your metabolism goes way up there, and if you do it continuously, you're going to start changing your white fat cells into brown fat cells, and the brown fat cells, they will automatically just burn more calories throughout the day. So just by doing the cold exposure on a continuous basis, you can drop fat or not be so fat.
So basically, like you said about the brown fat, right? So it's like it's just changing the white fat, like it's general. It's the ice bath. It's make, you know, because of the cold or.
Yes. So brown fat is it's a protection mechanism that the body has. And usually we're born with it, or not usually, but babies are born with it, because when you're a baby or infant up to 6 months, you cannot shiver. So it's you have that to help heat you up. Once you start shivering, the brown fat starts getting less and less, and by the time we're grown-ups, we usually don't have anything anymore. But if you expose yourself to the cold, the body will start to rebuild the brown fat tissue to help you cope with the cold better. Like it's basically you're telling the body, okay, we're in a stressful situation here, like a lot, like it's cold, we don't have clothes or whatever, and we need something to help heat us up in these situations. So that's why, like, if you do it continuously, the research shows that you want to do over 11 minutes per week of the ice bath or the cold exposure. So if you break it up into like 3 or 4 times, you do like 3-4 minutes per time per day or whatever. Like usually what I do is like 90 seconds to 2 minutes maybe in the morning. Just do it continuously, and then with time it's just gonna start changing the fat cells. Yeah.
Because the sauna don't have this ability, right? Sauna.
No, sauna is the opposite, I guess. Yeah. Because then you will like
I don't see like shred people on the sauna. Mostly people like people going like super fat, like in general the opinion, right? So you know like I see like really like in general people who want to do ice bath, they are quite like workout also. But people could go sauna, they're most like chill, relax,
right.
Go here for cold. Sometimes they mix, but it's usually even in Thailand or Pattaya on the even Bangkok, like the ice, I mean cold water there's usually like maybe 16-18 degree, so it's not exactly like even called the ice plunge, right? Or for sure not ice plunge, but ice.
It's a cold plunge.
Cold plunge, yeah.
That would be like the normal temperature in the
exactly.
summertime.
It's like some people say like so, but like you can use the ice shower and like cold shower, and like I don't have cold shower here. Like my water, like all the time, is like I think 20.
Yeah, at least 25 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Big
not
time.
like this, but in Europe, like you put in it's like 10, I think 12, right?
Yeah. Easy. Like even in the summertime, it's like 10, 12. Yeah. In the wintertime, it goes lower for sure.
Yeah.
But in terms like the benefits of the sauna are obviously a bit different. Like I think the main reason, the best thing about the saunas, especially in today's world with all these plastic bottles and stuff, is detoxing. So you sweat out a lot of the toxins and stuff through your skin, and that's really a good thing, because you don't want that to stay in your body, and you have all these microplastics and stuff, and you can actually get rid of quite a bit of that.
Also from the plastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from doing the sauna, you sweat it out.
It's very hard to avoid. I use the filter and everything, but you go summer and everything, But sometimes even the glass water, I think it's also depends of the glass bottle. Sorry, because I had even here like a glass bottle, and I feel like it's like a smelly very fast. So you're trying to clean, but still like maybe it's also depends of the glass, right? Because we don't know. Maybe they make a glass from the plastic right now, so we don't know. We don't know, right?
Yeah, you don't really know exactly
how it works.
I think just having like a machine or like an RO machine or whatever at home is probably the best way to do it.
Yes, the filter,
and
that's what I have.
Yeah, and then just use like glass.
Yes,
glasses.
That's the best, But we always need to go somewhere, so we use.
Right.
Sorry for the button.
Yeah, that's all right.
But the coconut water, it's easy. We can get in Thailand, right? From the, like, I remember I was on the fasting. How many times I do fasting? You tried fasting?
Yep.
What kind of fasting you tried?
I've tried a lot of fasting actually. I've done longer, prolonged fast, intermittent fasting. I've done dry fasting as well.
Wow.
Like one time I did a accelerated dry fast, so I did 48 hours. But the day one, I went to the sauna place. I did like 6 sessions of 5 minutes. No drinking water. Like dry fast means no water, no food, no nothing. And that was a very special experience. I've never ever felt that good, I think, as when I got my first water after 48 hours of not drinking anything. Was amazing. Totally amazing. But that's definitely not recommended. Like it can be very dangerous to do the dry fast.
I use coconut water for like 21 or 25 days, the longest, but it's easy with the coconut water. Because coconut water have everything. Like you feel like for me it was great.
Right.
And when I do like 7 days, I think included with the 21 days, so 7 days water was harder because you drink and it's like sand. It was like someone put you sand to the mouth. Like, yeah, it's not working, you know.
Right.
And but yeah, I believe, and I also do so much research about the fasting, and it's amazing tool. It's amazing for everything, for recover, for healing, from even the things gonna with the cancer, rebuild the cells and everything. It's crazy. Like I want to do it now. 1-1 means 1 day eat, 1 day fast. That's my goal right now. But it's hard because always the day where I go with someone and everything, so I need to adjust. So like maybe do it longer. But if you have intermittent fasting, yeah, in general, like a long time already, like eating after 12, 2 p.m. something like this. But yeah, fasting it's a good tool. It's
yeah,
and
definitely.
it's free, yeah, and it's free.
Yeah,
That's why it's not popular.
Actually, it's more than free because you save money on
Yes.
food, right? You don't have to
Yes.
eat. So
Yes.
yeah, it's actually a money saving tool.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, I don't think it might not be super beneficial if you're like skinny already. So if you have like if you're overweight or like if you have fat to burn out, then it's much more beneficial than especially if you're doing longer fasting times.
Lucky there's not so many skinny people.
Right. Yeah. It's
So I think
that's very true.
the message it's not advice for you. So it's usually like everyone should, but I think it's more about the awareness, understanding, and many people like trying to catch things when they're already on the finish point, like they don't have any option. So I had also a story with my friend, and I try and help her mother with the pancreas cancer. So I found so many ways, especially when the detoxing and everything. And of course you are not the person who they like you, because basically you trying things what it's not popular and against even the doctor who say like you have a 2 weeks life and bye bye, and they don't give you any alternative, right? So you like many people don't go to the stage, and I think about your brand, like, because it's not painful right now, it's not enough pain, that's why they don't see. It's like the metaphor with the boiled frog, right? The frog can be boiled and not feel nothing because they put temperature cooking for the long time, very low temperature, but eventually it will be cooked and they not realize, right? And the same with the dog, right? It's painful, but it's not that pain, so it's fine, So I think it's people don't see the benefits, right? Because you don't have the feelings right away, right? And that's the problem, because like the tooth, the pain and you go, right? But this one you don't know, and when it's pain, it's too late, right?
Right. And yeah, exactly. Like you get the wake up call. Like the pain is maybe you get a heart attack, or you get you have cancer, or you get some terminal illness or whatever, and then people will not, like, some people might even not change. Like,
many people don't change.
Exactly.
The wake up call still for them, it's not that painful.
That I'm not gonna answer. Yeah, it's not. I'm still laying here on the nail. The nail is poking all the way through me, but it's pretty crazy. And people trust it, like the whole medical pharmaceutical complex and all these popping pills and shit. It's so, like, I tell you, my dad, he told me when he was younger, when he was below 40, he never got sick, he was feeling great, everything fine. Then he turned 40, and his company where he worked, they sent him for like a medical checkup, right? Normal thing for companies to do that in Sweden. And then he goes to the checkup, and they tell me, oh, you're sick, or you have all these issues, you need to take these pills. And then like a couple years later, I remember this as well, like he started getting fucking tumors, he got like all kinds of like he got cancer, he got all kinds of diseases and stuff. It was so bad that like he gained a lot as well. And he came to me, that would be 5-6, like when I started healing myself and started doing all these things. So I think that would be 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. He came down here and we changed his diet and did some easy changes. And like he came with a suitcase just for his pills. He was popping like 18 pills a day or something like that. And I'm like, this is not good, After 3 weeks staying here, he lost like 18 kilos in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And he got rid of all the pills except for 2, I think, which he had to keep for some reason. And then he went back, checked.
So it was on the fasting also?
We did intermittent fasting. We didn't do permanent fast. I put him on the keto diet pretty much. So he's just getting rid of all the processed food, just eating real foods pretty much. Yeah. Not all the ingredients and stuff, and getting rid of the pills. I think it's a major thing. Like I think those pills are, you start taking one because you have this symptom, right? You take this pill to cure this symptom, and then it takes a year or whatever, and then you start getting some other symptoms, some other stuff going wrong. And then, okay, you need to take this pill to cover that symptom. But that symptom comes from the pill that you took before. And then, you keep going 10 years, 15 years in the future, you end up with fucking 18, you end up with a suitcase full of full of pills and that you have to pop every day. It's just ridiculous, right?
That's how it works, and it's planning circle to get one to another to next and next and next. In US it's more also big business about the antidepressant, right? Like it's the connect with the also cholesterol, and they tell you like don't use salt when you basically when you need this. And it's crazy, like before I believe like so many things which is not true for me right now. I'm open to things will change, but I try to update right, what's going on, right? Like even about salt, but there's more kind of salts, right? There's some salt with the magnesium minerals, right? So makes sense. Which I'm go really deep into this, because the salt is something what you use every day, and you can replace something what you use, what you put, what it's basically not healthy, for something what it's healthy and costs you basically nothing. At the same time, I love the salt water. Like if you put on the tongue and you drink, it's like wow, it's amazing. With the it's electrolytes, it's magnesium, it's so many minerals, and it's simple. The same like coconut oil, you use MTC oil, right? MCT. And it's also like even 1 spoon. How much it costs? Yeah, the oil is more expensive, but come on, it's like $5, 1 spoon, like it's nothing. Right. And you replace something with its toxic, like other oils, right? Most of the other oils. Like even they say like even the olive oil, it's have a big problem with this because they discover like so many fake things and everything. So especially in Thailand, like we can still able even to get the organic and from the real production of oil. I saw it was on the Samui, but I also been many places in the Philippines. Like you can see the production process, which is great, because then this is real things. There's something what I know when it comes from, because now we cannot be sure. I don't like to be paranoid, but if I can do something and if it's something that is harm me, like I want to know, and because I believe also like everyone say like, oh, we don't know, like my father say, or like my family, like, oh, what we need to eat, everything is toxic, so you need to die on something. It's like not exactly, it's a shortcut. I know it can be work, I know it can be difficult to maybe adjust to find the cow what I want to eat and everything, but it's why not, right? If we don't have choice basically, because our body will feel very fast, and now we see like it's sometimes like especially on the fasting, when I already clean after ice bath or like breath work, like my body is more clean, and whatever I put to my stomach or like whatever skin and everything, I feel much faster. You also realize this, right? If your body is more clean, whatever toxic you put, you feel like right away, right? Yeah. It's so fast. Yeah.
Just to clear one thing up about the MCT oil.
Yeah.
Like that's not for cooking.
Yes.
That's just for consuming it. Like MCT oil is a derivative of the coconut oil. And it's MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. And basically what they do is just go directly to the liver, and it converts into into ketones, which is the fat version of glucose for energy. In terms of cooking oils, what I recommend is to use coconut cooking oil or pure butter, lard or cow fat or beef tallow, ghee, something like that, because they can take the heat much better. The seed oils, which is basically all the other oils, all the oils that they use in the restaurants, that's the bad stuff, and it's full of, or it contains a high amount of something called linoleic acid, which is a omega-6 fatty acid.
Yeah.
And that creates issues in the body, creates problems with the gut, inflammation, and I can feel that pretty much instantly if I eat that, like from the restaurant. So what we do, now you can find coconut oil like in 7-Eleven even for cooking and stuff.
But they mostly put on the place with the cosmetics.
Right. Yeah. So you do. Actually, that one is the cold pressed one. That is by the yeah. So they have one that is like for cooking, because they take away the coconutty smell or taste in the cooking oil.
Only this?
Only that
really
part, yeah. So it's still all right for cooking.
But the price is much different.
Yeah, the price is much different because the cold press is much more.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyways, like just using that for cooking, like it's an easy way for people to. What we do, we bring like a bottle of the coconut oil to the restaurant and just ask them to cook with that instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to avoid, when you're out, it's so easy to have just a little bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, and just have them.
So for the cooking, let's say coconut cooking oil.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah.
But if you like the smell.
If you like the coconutty taste, you can just use the cold pressed one.
Yeah.
I when I cook at home, I use butter instead because I think that tastes better, and it's I think like in terms of it's still a little bit better than the coconut oil in terms of linoleic acid. Like the butter also have linoleic acid, omega-6 fatty acids, but it's only 2%.
Okay.
But a lot of the commercial oils that they use in the restaurants, they contain like 30-40%.
Yes.
And that's the problem, because that accumulates in the body and then just creates issues with the health, inflammation and stuff like that. So what more were we talking about? We were talking about sorry, keep going.
So in the general, like what's your opinion about the food? Like even the vegan, like even you do the bulletproof coffee, right? For the people who don't know what is bulletproof coffee, So
bulletproof coffee is fresh coffee mixed with like the MCT oil that we talked about before. That is a derivative of the cold pressed coconut oil, and then you use grass-fed butter or grass-fed ghee, and then you blend it or like foam it up so it becomes like creamy. And it's a good way. It's a good hack for your fasting, because it makes you feel full. It makes you feel like you're not hungry. So if you have one of those in the morning, like most people would be able to go, at least until lunchtime without eating. So that's a really good hack for like weight loss.
Yeah, I heard the last time, because I used to use the almond milk, but then I realized I get some information like basically the almonds from the almond milk, that's the worst shit ever, and it's good promoted because almond, it's nuts, it's good, so many vitamins, the list of vitamins, but I saw like the production process and everything, and also what kind of things they add and everything, and it's not that good. Like in general, like because the butter is still like kind of milk. What do you think about the milk?
Well, milk, if I'm gonna drink milk, I drink raw milk. So we get raw goat milk from a farm up in Isan.
Nice.
So that's where we get milk. in milk in general, like when it's pasteurized, when you pasteurize, it just kills all the good bacteria, enzymes, and everything, and it pretty much makes the milk not so good anymore. And there's studies that show that you actually, or that can lead to allergies in children. Because usually, like I remember when I was a kid, like it was a big thing to give children a lot of milk because for the bones, like for the calcium, right? But then it's all pasteurized. Like in Sweden, it's illegal to sell raw dairy, raw milk. In a lot of countries, it is illegal, and they would shut you down if you try to do it.
Because also the pesticide what they use maybe for the even for the cow for the or the injection and everything. Because I get it, like if you have milk when it's have a lot of like the fatty things, I don't know how you call it, but let's say the things what you're not supposed to be. That's why they pasteurize to clean everything. So but they need to clean this because depends what kind of things they use to feed the cow, and also what kind of injection used to make them grow, and they take out from the all it's also business, right? And the farming is a big business, so they need to grow fast, they need to grow healthy, they need to give like dairy milk, dairy cow, they are not you cannot eat them,
right,
for some reason, right? Because they grow this way, and they need to just make them like all the boobs, whatever you call this, to produce as much milk possible, right?
Yeah.
So it's
GMO,
crazy, right?
GMO corn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They give them corn to produce much more. Actually, the farm where we get the milk from, they were giving corn to the goats as well. And they said that the goats produce double the amount of milk if you give them corn or not. So we just asked them to separate the cow, and then they were separate the goats for us. So they were just producing for us. I think they set aside like 4 of them to just. But now they changed the whole thing, so now they're not giving them any corn anymore. I guess because they got a lot more.
It's not Chokchoy farm, no. There's one in Koyai. There's one in Koyai.
Okay.
So like I try to find also beef there, because I also trying to look for the local beef there, and there is on Isa you can find the local one. So like I said, for me it's important to know, like it's perfect, like you are able to check what kind of things, and even what kind of corn. This is in general, the corn is GMO, is the big business in US, is I think the most genetic modified product on the world, like corn, right? It's crazy, right? What they do with this, because they use for everything. Like in Philippines, for example, like you have the ketchup from corn, from banana, because it's about the mass. It's about the produce the pulp, right? The things what it makes any product. And later you just put 1 drop of anything, and you have a tomato. 1 drop of this, you have a strawberry, right? It's crazy. Like I remember when my friend have a bakery, and they have like 100 kilogram of the like something like for the mix and everything, and they just put 1 like drop of some product, and it's allowed to make like X% more the bread and everything, because the grows more oxygen and everything from the 1 drop for 100 kilogram.
Wow.
So like how crazy toxic can be to make this big difference, like I don't remember exactly the percentage, but it was a big business for them, because if they don't use, like they earn too much less. So I think like, and even if you are like good person, you think like, oh, but I can get too much more money. So that's why many people follow this, especially now the organic things. Like you don't need to have, there's no requirement. I hear there's less requirement about the food when it's organic, when it's not. So because there's who control this, the company who make this food, right? So they make all organic, the certification and everything. Nobody's that stupid. If you have a business, and especially we know in general there's maybe 1-2 companies to take over everything what we see. We see the products, right? But it's just 2-3 brands, which is under even the one big company who is lobby of everything, like BlackRock, exactly, right? So so whatever you choose, like even the cars, you think you choose Toyota, Honda,
right?
But the people sit on the same table, There's not a way, like you see the cars are like the same, right? You don't have like, oh wow, this one is different, right? Oh, Toyota, Yaris. Oh, you have a Honda City, right? It's the same car.
Yeah.
right? And but people say, oh, I don't like this, I like this. Oh, I don't like Samsung, I like iPhone. I said, you use phone, the same things. You use car, the same things. You use cornflakes, the same things. It doesn't matter the brand. You use this one, like the big conspiracy. I mean, the propaganda with the breakfast, the same. I forgot his name, but also like they make for sale.
For cornflakes, you mean? Or
Yeah, for the cornflakes, but was also about for the meat. But from the stuff from the cornflakes, but later they want to sell more meat, more bacon and everything. So that's why they make a agenda like the breakfast is the best like meal on the day
Right,
and
right.
everything, right? Before that was everything different. But yeah, it's like the whole Hollywood it's made by this. But when I started discovering like all the things like conspiracy theory on the many different ways like pharmacological economy war and everything, it's never ending story, and I think there's no way to win with this because you and I stop even talk much about this one because it don't make sense. Like we put ourselves more energy to this one, and I don't think it's the great way. I think what we do, creating our own way, space, and create the things what we want to eat, not fighting with the things what it's not good, is the best things ever. And I think everyone should focus what they want instead of what they do not want.
Yes.
Right? And yeah, so and they find a way. And I think like ice bath and like everything what it makes you, get rid of many aspects. We talked before about the things connect with the depression, connect with the social media and everything. It's a hard game, man. It's a hard game to escape from all the propaganda, because they spend billions of dollars, on us, to make sure that we buy what they want, we eat what they want, we take later medicine what they want, right? Like the doctors are, need to have a clients. It's a big business, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they go against, they take your license away.
Yes, which is
right?
happen, which
Yeah.
is happen, and it's not
Happens
even
a lot.
about the license. Sometimes it's the canceling and the from the in general. There's many war story like because it's easy to manipulate people like this. People have families, people have the live their life, and they don't want to lose, so they need to follow the bigger people, whatever control, right? But I think it's we still have a power to do whatever we want if we work hard enough and we not complain and we not focus on this. What's your vision and what's your point about this one? How you want to get out from the matrix?
Yeah, just like you said, I think just doing what you're supposed to do, like that's what I write down every morning. That's why I want to focus on doing that every morning, because if you focus on all this outer bullshit, like it's just gonna steal your energy away. It's gonna steal your focus. It's gonna ruin your mood. Like I've been there, like everyone else. You just get upset. You just start fighting with people over nonsense, over all these bullshit things that doesn't even matter at all. That's why I think the number one thing that I'm doing is to write down what it is that I actually want in my life.
But you do it
Every
like
day.
on the daily, like you write still what you want.
The same thing every day.
Okay.
The same thing every day. The thing is, when you're not allowed to look at what you wrote the day before. I actually got this from a guy called Brian Tracy. If you know Brian Tracy in America. So, a spiral notebook, just writing down 10 goals, what you want to achieve in the next 12 months. And like if you don't look at what you wrote the day before, you're gonna write different things for a while until you're writing the same thing every day. And if you write the same thing every day, you focus on the same thing every day, and those things that you focus on is what you want to see in your life. And the first thing you do in the morning is to focus on what you actually want in your life. You're going to have so much energy throughout the day to go work for what you actually want.
And this sounds very simple as well.
It's very simple. It's very hard to do. I
Yeah.
know that. It's like discipline. It takes a lot of discipline to do
Yeah.
it. But it's like, it's not a big thing. It's like a 5 minutes
Yeah.
thing, It's just...
I mean, I even compare to other things from Brian Tracy, right? Because he really teach a lot about, be effective, get rid of many stuff and everything. But like we talk, it's all about to do something, right? And then this one is the, let's say, the basic, right? Because we could go deeper, right, about our goals, about things what we don't want, and everything about the problem solution, like even the some kind of concept to to put self and the, like writing goals or like making plan, making like there's so many concepts, right, about this one. But this one is really practical, simple, practical, and then you are you can do this every day, and you become better. So you can make like a habit, right, of this one.
Exactly. Like I've been like I said, I've been doing this for like 17, 18 years now, and not writing this. I've been doing for 1.5 years. But in terms of like life changing, personal development, and this whole journey. And I used to do all these like vision boards, and you have all these,
that's what I supposed to say. Yeah,
all these affirmations and
Yes.
stuff like that. And what I found with this is that it's much more practical. And like if you make a vision board, you go and look at it every day or whatever, you have it on your fridge, but you're not really gonna, like you don't pay as much attention to it after a week or after 2 weeks as you did maybe when you were actually making it or
Yes.
whatever. So just by doing this and updating the list of things, because like it's what you feel in the moment. Like someday, like even if I've been writing the same thing for 6 months in a row, like I'm not gonna write it exactly the same.
Yeah.
And one thing that is really important also is to write it in present tense. It's like it's already happened. This has already happened. This is not something I want this, or no. You write it. I have this, I earned this amount of money, I have this amount of followers, or I have this type of relationship with my family, with my friends, whatever your desire, whatever you want. But the important thing is to, like, one thing is that you're actually rewriting it with a pen on paper, which is very rare today. Like you can't just type it on your phone. I've tried that as well, keep at the screensaver on the phone or on the computer or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like it's there, but you don't see it.
Yes.
But here you're actively engaging with your goals and your dreams every single day, and you put the focus on what it is that you want. It's so powerful. And it's like I've never reached so many goals in such a short time as since I started doing that. It really makes a big difference.
And it's constantly like a reminder about what you're doing, and your things from your past still creating on this present moment, and it's remind you all the time what is important. So this is the key. Like, okay, I know, but knowing and actually like do something with this one, because taking a pen, it's already activate your muscles to do something. And it's also you get rid of the phone, because putting on the phone on the laptop, you're still going to this place with so much traps, so
Right.
if you start doing on the phone, you're like, oh, what is message, oh, what is email, oh,
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
right? So it makes sense on these things. Yeah, this is powerful. Yeah, this one I want to do also, because I use this on the way when I talk with the people, because I like to sharing what I want to do, but at the same time I'm actually do it, right? So this one helps me a lot just to express self, and because I believe when we teach, we learn much more when we, right? When we actually learn, right? And so it's like I always say, like to my students, like, thank you, I learn more than you, right? If you wanna learn, you need to teach others. It's boost you, because if you understand something, but you really understand when you actually live with this situation, with this experience, but when you tell to someone, it means you also believe on this. Because if you don't believe, why you will share with other people,
Exactly.
right? Like you must, like even you're teaching, like you will be not telling me things if you do not believe this, right? Like you need to live with this. It's like, yeah, you do ice bath. I don't do because it's too cold, but you do. It's very good. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
like
right.
you do it, like no man, it's too cold for me. I don't do it. Like, yeah, but you do, huh? And it's many things like this when I go to some therapy and everything. I see like these people don't do it. This one, right? They just work there. That's why I don't get it. Like you have a doctor and it's fat and tell you like, oh yeah, you should get this pills and everything. Like, damn, bro, like, you will die next year, you know, and I can give you advice, like, what to do, like, and we see this, and it's crazy because we have this, we see, but many people blind. They don't realize the people who give them advice, they don't have the things what you want when what you need, and I think it's some kind of advice. Like, don't listen people who do not have what you don't want, right? What you don't want in your life. So because someone give you advice, but this person do not have this, and telling you things about this stuff. Like, bro, like, you, how you can give me advice, right? But we listen these people every day. We listen, you know, doctor on the, you know, TV, whatever, right? And like, oh yeah, okay. First is actor, you know. The second it's like it's completely out of reality. But yeah, this is, you know, thank you for advice. This is really, really good, you know, because it's all about simplicity. Like, things must be practical, you know, because we can read so many books about, you know, Brian Tracy makes so many books, you know, Les Brown, also amazing person, but it's all about when you start doing things, because, you know, you can constantly watching. I was addicted of the personal development course, you know, like all the events and everything. I read plenty, hundreds of books, you know, and I go attend so many seminars, workshop everywhere, and things change when I actually start doing things, even the smallest one, and they make really like action, and, you know, it's built like work ethic, it's built everything, and it changed life. It's changed life, the small things. So that I say, like, even about, you know, eating for me meat, or like, you know, the steak. For me, I do it because it's simple, and I can be constant with this because I get delivered. Takes me 5 minutes to cook. I can always cook for the next day, and there's a leaf and everything, so it's always there. So it's effective because it works. Like, whatever you do, if it's allowed you to do it on the daily basis, is this something we should practice? Because if you take two difficult things but you don't, you know, practice, it doesn't matter if you go one time a month for the, like I did, like a Spartan race or something like this. And what? It's just one time a month. People achieve much more for the daily things than just one time a month, some, you know, event, whatever, right?
Yep. Exactly. The daily habits, that's where it is.
Yeah. So they're trying to get the painful nail, you know, like as fast as possible, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big factor. Like, people want to have, and they want to instant, you know, gratification, you know, and the effects also, right? That's why the painkiller. That's why, you know, they do avoid the pain. That's why, you know, they try like the weekend things, you know, they're just to close and you know, cover the pain what they have. I always say, like, you know, the people who like have the waiting for weekend, it means they need to do something with the weekdays, you know, because you escape from the weekdays because you don't like your Monday to Friday, you know. There's no other way.
Right.
You will be not waiting for weekend if you enjoy, and you should work on the weekend to change the Monday to Friday. But people escape, and they lose the 2 days when they can actually change.
95% of people don't have goals.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
How to make the goals and find the goal.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Like, it is really hard.
Yes.
Like, you really have to search inside yourself to find what it is that makes you do the things that you need to do to be able to get what you actually want. Some people, you know, they do it for love. Some people do it for, like, if you have a strong ego, yeah, that's great. You know, you do it because you want to be the best, or you whatever, you know, that gives you the power. I think the stronger motivator is love. Like, if you care for yourself, if you really love yourself, you're gonna want everything that is the best for yourself, right? So if you have that as a base of your goal setting, okay, how do I want to feel every day? What do I want in my life? What do I want to see in my life? What would make me happy? You know, what kind of relationships do I want? You know, how do I want to spend my days, or whatever? It's really hard to, like, because we have so limited vision. Like, everyone's walking around like this, right? And they're just stuck in a rat race. Everything's going in 1,000,000 miles an hour, and there's no time to really stop and think about it. So I think the best way is to stop and think about, to take the time to sit and actually think about it. That's why I think this exercise is so good, because if you start to write, like, if you can maintain the discipline and you start writing down your goals. This is just things that you want to accomplish in the next year, right? But you start keep writing it down, and you're gonna figure out, okay, maybe after a month you're gonna see, okay, now I'm writing the same thing every day. That's great. Maybe most people will think, oh, but then I don't need to write it down anymore. No, you have to keep writing it down, so you keep focusing on it, because that's where the gold is. Like you're never gonna find the gold if you don't focus on where the gold is.
And it's like more clear vision. When you already repeat this, it means like you actually know what is this.
So you're programming it into your mind. Like it's like you're writing this on your brain, right? It's on the paper, but you're actually writing it on your brain, into your brain. And you're gonna think about it. You're gonna focus on it. It's gonna your brain is gonna start figuring shit out. Like, how can I get this thing? Like, you don't have to worry about how you're gonna get this. It doesn't matter at all how. What's important is to do it, to put the ideas, the pictures, everything inside your head, and they need to be so clear that you can feel them. When you can feel them, that's when they're gonna come true. It's really, it's not easy, but if you just start writing down, okay, these are the things that I want, just start writing them down, and just
I think it's people want to make too perfect, like overthinking about this one. They're not allowed self just to do it. And I think even with me, with my podcast, like I said, how I can, I don't want to beat anybody about competitors, but in general, like how I can be the top 1% because of some stats. But it's catch me because I use this as a tool to motivate me keep going, right? So no matter what information I use, if it's allowed me to keep going, yeah, great. Sometimes I go to gym when I see some girl look at me and I work out more. It's like, it doesn't matter what's the reason. And if I work out more, it's only what's matter, right? So I try to make myself like a trap, do it something what has allowed me to keep going. So the consistency with the podcast, like I just do it to be top 1%. And on this time, I learned so much things on the process, to become better, to understand, consistency about the, inviting people, like be better, asking questions, understand deep, like even about the setup, tools, problems, mistakes, like many times something not working, it's normal, but you learn on like what's going on, you understand more, you see where you want to go. And when you done this, then you are like, okay, this is what I really want to do, at least to try it, because many people are like, oh, I don't know. It's like, you never know if you don't try it. Like maybe if I do it, like for example, let's say I would like to podcast like 50%, maybe on the way I found so many different ways to do it. I'm basically supposed to do it like a live stream on the like Kik or the Twitch. But then I realized I cannot keep the connection with the people, watching here, this one, so it's not me. So it takes me also months to realize what kind of the way I want to make the podcast, what kind of possibilities it's open for me. But the best way is just to do it, right? No, don't overthink even about this one writing. Say, oh no, I don't say good, right? I had always like this when people are overthinking. Basically, there's I repeat basically so many times. There's some they call this. It was perfect because it was the guy who told me this one. He was worked for me before, and he started opening like a course, and I was his client. And like, oh, you work for me now. Let's say we work together. I mean, I'm your client, so it's perfect. And they call this. Oh my God! It's like overthinking stuff, and people paralyze. It was something with the paralyze. So basically, like you have too much information so you cannot move forward because you have the paralyze and you don't know what to do. So many people thinking want to do something, but because of so much information, so they stuck. And
That's
right?
a big issue. Like you have too many things all at once, and then you get paralyzed. You don't do anything. Yeah. So, in terms of like tasks to do every day, this is a good one as well.
Oh, it's analytics, paralyze. Analytics, like too much information, like I analyze, so over-analyze, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, right? That's why I come to you, because like it's just allowed me to get more information, but from someone who like tell me do this. So this allowed me to, even if I knew this, like even if I studied this for years, right? Like I need someone to just give me like, yeah, do this, and like, okay.
Mm.
So it's allowed me to push forward. Yeah.
Right, right. So it's always good to know the important things that you need to do every day. And the important things are the ones that are going to take you towards your goals. So like that's one thing, like you can do this like the day before, the night before or whatever. Like you write down, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow? You structure it up and you put the most important, you put numbers on the tasks, right? This is more important, this is less important, this is the main task, this is the most important thing. And that's what you should do first. You always have, like Brian Tracy wrote one book called Swallow the Ugliest Frog First, right?
Yeah.
That's what you, like when I read that the first time, I really try to avoid it because that's the hardest, right? To do the important thing. But it's really true. Like it doesn't matter if you do the other shit that is not important, if you focus on doing the important thing first, right? So you want to focus on getting the important thing done first. So that's what I do every morning, like writing down the goals for one. That's the most important thing to do. Or, focus on my health, training, you know.
Because, like this, but it's not like visible. So many people thinking they need to do like go work and everything. They don't understand like being alive, is the most important things, be clear, like the soft skills, right? This basically bring you more, to do it. This one, even you have a good sleep, good food and everything, it's allowed you to be like much more effective. It's crazy effective about this part, and I also realized like good sleep is the best recovery ever.
Yep.
And it's like beat everything, right? Good food is the best, beating your immune system ever, right? And there's so many simple things. So this actually should be on the beginning of the list, right?
Yep.
Not about contact with the 20 clients, this one.
Right. No, exactly. You need to prepare yourself first. Yeah. You want to be able to perform at the top of your level, right?
Oh, this one's very interesting. Yeah, like the health, mental, physical first, right?
So important. Yeah. Oh my God. Like on days, like I've had big problems with this throughout all my life, like from depression and negative thinking and all that.
Depression guy like you.
Huge. and I mean, like the thing is,
but I said this because many people like call like this. They're looking someone like, and they like pointing like, no, you come on, bro. Like, what you complain? Like many people, like we know the Chester from like Linkin Park. Like, even on the last his podcast, he said like, you problems? Like, man, this between my head is very bad place. I cannot be there alone. And like people don't look on this as like someone have a problem because how you have this, how you can be depressed, you joking, right? And people don't connect these things.
No, it's not about that. Like all it is about is your thoughts, right? So it's when and it's actually about focus. You're focusing on the wrong things. If you put your focus on being grateful for the things that you have and on the goals that you want to achieve, you're going to have tons of energy, so much. You can just do whatever, But if the focus is on some negative bullshit that happened this morning or last night or, whatever, or the news, or it's just going to take all your energy away. And then there's nothing left, You just don't get anywhere. So focus, so important. Yeah.
That's the key.
That is the key.
I think it's a very, very grand, understanding about what's going on, right? Because it's even take you out from the other bullshit things, which I'm also a believer. Like you get to the trap and the problem and depression and everything because you don't have the focus on the important things. So that's why all the things take over and they're creating other loop, which make you more miserable and you cannot escape. And then you think like, oh, okay, one more time this, one more time. and then it's very hard to escape because you're already on the, the rat race, connect with your feelings, emotion, not only about the financial, but it's also, right, because it's it's going. But many times, many people who build some kind of prosperity, they also on the trap because they know how to build the money, but they don't know how to build feelings. They don't know how to build the happiness. So yeah, they can express one part of their life, just to create the money, but it's the same time they just know how to escape from the other things what they don't want to touch. That's why many people, like, easier for them earn $1 million. They have someone who they like, trust, and they love, whatever, right? That's it's not mean like, oh, you have money and you need to be lonely, but basically they're working about self. And I mean, you touch really like important stuff, because now I'm trying like apply everything, and it makes me more clear what I want to do, and what to focus. And I know, like, I do this, but I think problem is the time when you get out from a routine, when you go somewhere, when it's some birthday, when it's some event and everything, you need to get out. So you need to come back. I mean, I treat this as a way how I can be better with this. Like, I don't wanna get out from the things like a holiday of my father. Like, I love the time with my father. So basically, like, the reason why I'm do it many things is because of take my family for the best holidays ever, right? So we enjoy time for the fullness. And on one side of me also regret something because I get off routine. So I also feel I'm like like on my physical body and my mental body, like, I know it's the price, but I'm thinking like how I can be better with this when it's some break with this, because everyone have, it's always will be like upside down, and I think it's all about how fast we can come back to the track, how fast, or like how we can not beat ourselves, because I think many times nothing wrong when you go, some party time to time, nothing go when it's, you'll be on the suck situation, and like nothing wrong with depressed and don't do it, nothing for 2-3 days, because sometimes we beating ourselves.
Yep.
And the situation is not that big, and the problem is not comparing how you destroy self. So it's like, yeah, you been drunk and you hang over, like, yeah, but don't try and like thinking like you destroy your life right now. But at the same time, I want to find a way how I can go up from the down, like just to come back again to the track, right? Because you have a quite consistent, but you also go in between like Bangkok, right? So you've also been going here and there, and you've been on the Sweden on the winter time. So
exactly
how you made it? Because you said you are basically survive, right? So
yeah, so like I think preparation is a big one. Like my main issue with like traveling and stuff like that is diet, eating, when you're eating out, and you get the shitty seed oils and stuff like that. So it's preparation. You have the coconut oil with you. Like I've been buying like biltong or dried meats, stuff like that for eating. Just trying to plan ahead so that your lows are not as low as they could be. And then like if you keep focus on your goals, if you have that in you, it's going to be easier to get back on track once you lose it. Like you say, it's okay to you go on vacations, you have fun with maybe if you go away for 2 weeks or whatever, you should probably try to integrate some targeting of your goals as well during the stay away. But if you're just going away, like we go on trips here in Thailand quite a lot. I love going to, especially now in the rainy season, going to the waterfalls and playing and having fun and stuff like that. And that's time for relax, because that's really important too.
Yes.
Connecting, doing grounding, just being out in nature. Like when I think making conscious choices also in terms of the activities that you want to do. Like if you go out and stay out all night in the nightclub and just drinking, and maybe that's not like, it's much more better to spend the time in a different way, like you say, with your family, or like that's gonna give you much more energy.
Go to the party with the family.
Go to well, you get
at least you make 2 in 1. So
right.
That's what I done basically. It's like, oh, I'd rather to go with the family than go with some friends and everything. So, but for me, it's also like I already switched the party mode. Always want to be like productive. So go with the people I love. Go with the people who like we spend like productive time. Talk about dreams, ideas, concepts, and I love this. Like people see the outside, it's like, oh man, we can go to some party, you should relax. And like, I fucking relax. Like I enjoy time to talk about the ideas and the dreams and the sharing stories and everything, which is not complaining, which is like building up. I'm open to listen people about the problems and everything, but not on the way when you complain, though on the way how you can get out from this. Because it's nothing change if you just release. Like at least give some space of the possibilities. It's not about to changing everyone, but at least to be open to the people who like want to do something, not only come back next day do the same, destroying things, but they're searching for help. I think this is most important, because many people who go drinking, they are not miserable, they just searching for help. They going looking, and they want to find people who just want to hang out, just to talk. They just don't have the right people when they can actually do something with the pain. So that's why they come back and they never find the solution, because these people actually don't want the solution, because they want to spend time with them and the party and the drink, because there's two miserable people. So it's important to have someone who is quite awake, and even if you drink but with them, but if you're awake, you can always add the positive impact to the people life and then get out from some structure, which both are there, but it's more space when someone really want to help other people, right?
Right.
Especially in Thailand, when the social like interaction and the Pattaya, Bangkok and everything is quite easy access. People like you don't see the weekends here, like people quite crazy about this one, but it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere.
Right. And there's like, you don't have to go out and meet friends or people in the nighttime. You can do it in the daytime.
Yeah.
Like I go out I do like sauna sessions. Like we meet my crew like at the sauna place, or go for walks on the beach, or stuff like that. Don't have to be drinking involved.
And you don't want to have even drinking, because you already feel exhausted, so you don't have the energy.
Right.
And you feel like, we spend the whole day together, which is great. I also feel it like, after when you start there like this, especially on the morning or like noontime and everything, then it's like your social life already, right? And especially with the people with your team and everything, it's a great. But now like everyone working and they're waiting for weekend, right? Or waiting for the evening and everything. And like, because you don't talk on the daytime, And it's also skills like to communicate with the people, be open without anything, right? So it's also quite, interesting part, But I'm not against anything, because everything is a tool, Ice bath, it's pain and it's tool, right? Something is pain, but it's tool, and it's opposite. So yeah.
Right. No, everyone does what they want, with their life. But I do think that most people are not living up to their potential. Like, most people could do much better than they are doing. They could be much happier, much healthier, feel much better about their life, about themselves. And it's sad to see that they're just burying their feelings.
Because you can do something about this one. You can talk with them, right? And also see like, it hurts. But at the same time, it's our way to also see things and also do something about this one. Especially first do something about ourselves. Because when I see this, it's also motivates me like, I don't want to be on this place, So
sure,
it's not the right spot. And I know if I continue, this behavior, this habit and everything, it will take me to the place where the people are the stay, right? So sometimes, the whole situation happen for some reason, right? And to give us information to maybe wake up us from some problem, Sometimes it's their, mirrors, like people are like reflection of ourselves,
Yeah, a lot, I think, yeah. Like I heard many years ago that we become the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And I found that very true. That is very true. Like we take up behaviors, thought patterns, everything.
But I think it's it's a concept what must be upgraded, because I know exactly about this part. Even many people talk about it. Brian Tracy also. I think Brian Tracy talk a lot about this, and but it's also important. Like you can create the circle, right? And you are the one who can be the part of the when the other people can adjust to you. Because I believe if you grow, you lose so many people and you don't want to lose them because you think it's your circle. Like if you not if you not change your circle, then you'll be go down.
Yep.
Right. So I experienced this many times, and many people should understand this differently, because they think it's a kind of lose, like I lost friends, lost business partner and everything. It's like absolutely not. It's a growing. It's a natural process of changing. They change for the other group. Maybe they'll be fine. Whatever. Like we wish them good, but it's a natural process. And like I always give the advice, like because many people like experience like betrayed, or they stop trusting other people. But I also believe like we should always trust other people. No matter what, we should always give the chance to the new people, no matter what's happened in our past. Because if you build your future connect with your past, then you experience very similar things.
Yep.
And if you don't trust people, like they will not trust you, right?
Exactly.
So what you can expect, to have someone with, around you if you don't trust them first, right? So it's kind of, it can be also part of the goal, to be honest. Like I won't remind myself to trust people, even if I'm quite stable about this one, but it's something what I want, and I want to keep the constant. It can be this part as well, right? Like because what you want to in life, like I want to trust people, and I want to have always, so I need to remind, and I want to write it. So yeah, I think it's something what I can apply even for the things what I want in life. Right, because you can write basically everything, right?
Yep.
What you want, for your body, for your life, for absolutely everything, right?
Absolutely anything. Like one thing that I have been writing.
Yes. What is there? Yeah. What's your list? You have here?
No, I don't have it here, and I'm not gonna tell you everything. But I tell you one thing, and that is, I speak fluent Thai. I've been writing that a lot, and since I started doing that, like I was just writing that. In
Thai.
No. I was writing it I actually write it in Swedish.
Okay.
But I was writing that, consistently. And then after a while, I'm just like, what am I actually doing here to try to make it? Because this is my number one goal. I tell myself, this is my number one goal, to speak fluent Thai. And I don't speak fluent Thai yet, so I have to work on this. Okay, time to start working on it. So that's when I got a teacher. I have I take private classes. So I have a teacher come to my house two times a week, 1 hour per session. And then in between that, like every day, since I really realized that I have to do something about this, right? I've been very lazy. Like I've been here for 10 years. I should be speaking fluent Thai already. It's ridiculous that I'm not. But it's like you're comfortable, you hang out with the phalanx. You don't really feel like you need it, or whatever. But yeah, it's.
No, I spent most of the friends are Thai basically. Yeah, I always say I'm racist because I don't like white people. Especially in Thailand, like I never go to Pattaya, so
right.
Like maybe one time a year when I must, but yeah, I try to avoid. Like most of my team was Thai, but somehow it's still like even I have one friend now who's from Singapore, but he's like he speaks perfect Thai. Everyone thinks he's Thai anyway, because he looks like quite Chinese and Asian. Yeah.
But what I wanted to come to was like, just writing that down. Like at some point, it's gonna connect inside your head, and you're gonna start doing things to actually make these things come true.
And attracting things as well.
Exactly.
Features and things.
That's one big thing that I started writing maybe 6 months ago, something like that. I write like I attract amazing people and new opportunities often. And then, like now in the last few months, it's just been coming so much.
Crazy,
people coming like, and you know, people who have like big hotels and stuff like that, who just want us to come and do,
Yeah.
you know, events with them. It's just it's about the goals.
Yeah.
So writing the goals,
Yeah.
just focus, and then you attract. Exactly, like your brain works like a magnet.
Yeah.
What you focus on the most, that's what you're gonna attract into your life. If you focus on what you don't want, you're gonna get more of what you don't want. If you focus on what you actually want, you're gonna attract it into your life, no matter what.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm the big fan of The Secret. I was like a messiah of The Secret when I was younger. Like I said, guys, you need to see this, and people like, bro, you crazy, yeah?
Right.
And like and I become even the coach of The Secret. I work with the company, so yeah, it was I go that far. But you know, then later, you know, it's go the different direction, and I also do on the Philippines The Secret workshops. When I also attract people from the other project and everything to like even do with this one, but like for me the law of attraction, it goes so fast. Last time I have like the fastest law of like attraction ever. Like I thinking about red Lambo about some situation, and it's 1 second like in Koi Eye when like okay, there's some more baby Ferrari because of the mountain and everything, but still it was no sorry Lambo was red Lambo, and I just think about this one, and between like the traffic like 1 second, it's like no way, and like I need to really be careful what I'm thinking, right now, because it can go fast, and like damn, I know I'm able to do sometimes one day and everything, but sometimes I'm even not surprised, like yeah, because I tell to people and it's like, guys, what we need this one, okay, and the next day someone call, it's like whatever, I do some action, of course, it's the important part, but it's something like you're sure, and I already like quite confident about this one. Sometimes even like a cocky like ego and like, oh, so what we want, and sometimes it's even boring, like, oh yeah, but I know what will happen, it will be like this, and but it's like a game, it's like a fun, so. But now you gave me like a lot of new things, because I know the things about the goals, but this is practical and it's from someone, and something what someone use, someone who I know, so it's much more visible, right? And I think what people don't have, like they read in books, but they don't actually they have their feelings about someone emotions. So he said, yeah, some book about this one, yeah. Oh, okay, Brian Tracy talk about the audiobook and everything, but it's different when someone use for months, years, and everything, and then you listen the story. That's why I think the podcast it's a very powerful tool, because some people can relate to you, and then you see, oh, this guy have similar story like me. Oh yeah, he do also this one. Oh, and he do with this. So that's why they are able to, to do it, because they have so much the connecting point with the people who are normal, because I say, oh, he's Brian Tracy, like I'm not the Brian Tracy, right. So what, he do this for years, or like, he have money from other things, so he can do whatever, he just selling books, right? So people don't relate. But if you have someone who's like, oh, live in Thailand, do it this one, have some problem and everything, oh yeah, this the same dude, I can do also. That's why I believe like the podcast, sharing things, sharing story with the people, making it like a friends and be more connect with the people, help much more people than just be, online guy and just talking, like, the one, it's always more powerful than like a group, right?
Yep.
And I also see the community, it's always more powerful than the, having like 1 million followers, right? Like if you have, let's say 1 million followers, and you have a group who coming to you face to face, let's say 20, the 20 it's much more powerful than 1 million.
Yes.
Yeah, like basically even 5, to be honest, right?
For sure.
Yeah. And the same like a small group and everything. So I'm really encourage people, like because I also help people with the social media, appearance, promotion and everything. I also see you do some ads, right? Yeah, it's amazing. And then and I also show people like because I know so many fakes. I used to have a bot farm, like for the likes, comments, and everything, right? So I know how this business works, and I know how crazy people are because of this, because they think they build something, but actually there's no money. But they chasing something what they don't know, because other people copy, selling the course, selling the likes, selling the everything, and they have nothing after this. They feel lonely, and they have just numbers, and they living the the miserable life because they also trying to fake other friends because they believe them like, oh, you're famous, like, like I'm not, and I had this with many people when I built also like big accounts, and like, yeah, but the shorts not give you money. Yeah, but people think different. It's like, yeah, but it's not it's not about this. So I try to encourage people like build the community, build the people, build the friends. If you cannot reply for the comments when you have 100 subscribers, like,
Yeah.
you cannot take care of the people when you have a 500,000, 1 million, whatever. Right. So every person's value who comment you, who engage with you, who put the like and everything, reply to these people like, I'm waiting for this moment when someone will say thank you, like for you help me and everything, because like I say under the purpose, because I believe this moment like this people want, people need in life in general, like, and that's also can help people to help other people, and because you feel good, it's it's a natural state. If you help other people, someone's thankful. I don't believe also like, oh, if you help someone, you should not talk about this one. It's like, why not, right? Like, if it makes you feel good and it makes you do more good, do whatever reason.
Right.
If you put on the self like, people talk about you, or you post on the Instagram and for the likes, doesn't matter. If this person received the help, you can post everywhere you want. But you need to just do it, But many people like judge when someone do some action, right? That's, I think, more the haters appear because they judge every action because they think it's not real, fake, whatever. Do you have haters?
I guess I do, but
if you don't have, you are not popular enough.
I guess so. No, I haven't been the one engaging much with the comments because it's been Thai, and I can't really it takes me way too much time to actually go through it. But my wife has said that some people don't like me. That's okay. I think there's quite a lot of people who do.
Maybe
like
the
me.
jealous, maybe the boyfriends of the girls who are commenting you and they say
right. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, some people are not gonna like you. That's just those are not your people. Like, you do it. You don't do it for them. I do it for the others who actually want to do something with their life, who want to change their life. And I feel that a lot with the live stream now. Like, I get a much better connection with people. Some people stay in throughout the whole live stream or stay for a long time. We can run sort of like a conversation going. And
it's on the TikTok, right?
It's like I do on TikTok pretty much every day, sometimes 2 times a day, most days 2 times a day actually. But then I do like multi-stream on other platforms as well, maybe 3 times a week, something like that, to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well. But I have like people who come on and they just want, like, a lot of people want to get fit, want the 6-pack, want to lose weight and stuff like that. And we have some that, like, I had one guy who came in last month on Instagram, and he said, I'm 118 kilos. What should I do I need to lose weight. I have health issues, he's probably took it too far, obviously. So I gave him some practical advice, and then he came in like last week or something, like after 6 weeks, 2 months, and he lost like 22 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah. In 2 months.
Fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome, yeah. And it's like, how good do you think that makes me feel?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh man, that's so good. That's so awesome. Most people don't have the discipline to do it, or the energy, or whatever it is. They probably just ask and then nothing really happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the ones that do, those are the ones that we do it for, right?
Yeah, that's the real sample. When doesn't matter how many thousand people say negative, for this person to get feedback like this and the visible change, it's all about. And it's like this, like the leverage of this person, like, seriously, you think I will stop after seeing things like this, you know? Yeah, that's what many people don't understand about, the haters and people who don't like them and everything. Just you are not, $100 bill. Like, not everyone will like you, and you need to be really, you understand this because it can give you a lot of pain, and allow itself just to do things that they don't, no matter what. Like, first of all, you're at the beginning. Like, I'm just starting, like the mistakes and the way and everything is the journey. Like,
Right.
there's no way. Like, even if I would be better on everything, they will be still the same. I think Joe Rogan said this. It was with I think Cat Williams, and then he said, like, we earning money from talking, like, it's crazy, right? Like, and he said, and the longest we do, easy it looks. So that's, people are more crazy because it's like they think like they just, they're talking, but it's so many like things, like, even your, practice, with me, the breath work and everything, it looks simple, right? The point is, like, it looks simple, ice bath, everything. But, your attention, your presence, and, make me be comfy, taking care and everything, is the years of practice, to be better, to understand this, what is important, what is not important. Sometimes, be too much careful, too much, crazy, too much talking and everything. It's also destroy things, So sometimes the silent and saying the right things, and it's go naturally just to do things, right? Yeah, because, the expectation can be like, oh yeah, what else I can do? Yeah, sometimes you just be yourself and basically, just give the space, which is also a big part of your work. Like, give the space, for the people, like, to talk, to release, to have the time, not, don't pushing and everything, right? Yeah. So yeah, it was a great session. Thank you so much for this. I don't remember last time I have a breath work. Oh my God, I think 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes. So
Wow.
I'm here, like, in Thailand 7 years. So
Uh-huh.
I used to do it in the Philippines for 5 years. And then before Philippines, I used to do more like a coaching, more like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and also connect with the, in general, like, motivation, the sales, and, all the proactive things, psychological, like psychology of success. Like Brian Tracy, like, like I drive all the time with the Brian Tracy, Les Brown, right? Yeah. It's also like, it's still listen to them, maybe not Les Brown more, but Brian Tracy not much. Gary V, Gary V. Yeah, it was a big part of my life. It's changed my life completely. Even right now, I see, like, being kind and happiness is the currency and is the biggest focus. And from this,
Right.
especially now when we see this also so much, like the people who, like, go with the, being alpha male, like Andrew Tate, whatever, and basically it's catch me on the way to be more active, to be, more alpha male and everything, which helps me this on one way. But at the same time, Gary V, understanding and being kind, being, happy, and basically do what you love, and it's most important things. And it's like, I think I can connect this, so that's why I come back to the be like, just being good person, and just to work on self and to start from this. And that's, I think, like, nothing beat this, that is the great, like, way of living, right? And at the same time, it's the great advice from the Gary V. Like, he said, I repeat the same shit all the time, but people don't do it. Just
Right.
post more, just do more live, just go live. There's same about the podcast, like the same about helping people. Like he said, he do a Twitch 10 hours and answer for the people question. Basically, like you, 10 hours. I don't see him even he go eat. And he's sitting like to his team. He said, guys, like, we need to manage this because I can't fucking do this every day. I love this shit. Look at these people.
Right.
Like, how I can stop this? Okay, next one. They have the same, and I just want to build this around this one because I see this value for people. And if you solve people problems and you give the value for people, the world, the universe, the happiness, they come back to you, And then money, it will be part of this, but it will be natural way. If you don't chase money, but you chase helping people, the people come, the clients, whatever you need, the opportunities, the other projects and everything, because no need to be direct connect with this, can be on many different ways. What people don't understand, how you can earn money from podcasts. I say, I have no idea, basically. Like, I know the concepts, but I also don't know which direction it will go. But I'm open. If I do my things, like, I know things happen.
It
Like,
will come.
I'm not worried about this one. But if someone asks me, like, yeah, I do not earn money. I'm basically putting money for my other project, but I'm aware of this one because, I can be better. I can bring more other people. I can, understand more. I can get, networking, with the people who have the same value. And I also never want to have someone who make me views. I want to have also have the same foundation like us, basically. Like I think we have the same core about, it's easy to see, right? Like the foundation is the same. So I would never invite anybody who don't have the same value. Like maybe it can be bored, but I don't care. I don't want negativity. I see that negativity every day. Why I need more on my podcast? You know what I mean? Like it's not make sense. Like I turn on TV, right, and I see so many things. I scroll so many things. Like I don't need more.
Right.
Like we don't need to know more about the conspiracy theory. We don't need to propaganda. We don't need more of this. We need to build the positive side. And this one must be bigger, so that's other things disappear. That's my way of life right now, because I was really anxious about what's happened on the world. I was worried about the all AI, this one, the propaganda and everything. I said, what I can do, like what I fucking can do, like, because I want to fight with this somehow. I want to tell people something, but I said I will not change this way anything. It's like I should just create my own version of reality, and let's just focus on this one, right?
Right. Yeah, I think that's a big one for me as well. Like, that's the fear. Like what they're selling is fear.
Yeah.
Like it's all fear based, and you have to do from a position of love. Like you love people. That's where you're sharing. That's where you're doing all this, and love will always win over the fear. Those are the two main emotions that humans have, right? And everything negative comes from the fear. Everything positive comes from the love. So if you choose love in every situation, as much as you can, that's it. Game over.
I'm thinking about the connection now with the love and the challenge, like love and the ice bath, because it's got quite pain, right? But also like love can be pain, but it's challenge.
Right.
But we also for the woman getting birth, it's pain, but it's basically creating, human, right? So I also, because when someone think fear, it's a pain, it's challenge and everything, but it's totally opposite. Like, connect with the like our structure to grow. Yeah, the pain, but the pain in a different way. Like like we can cry on some movies and everything, but it's not pain. It's a nostalgia, right? Nostalgia, like. Did you watch the movie, I think it was Pixar, but Disney, whatever, The Inside Out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like about the emotions. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, beautiful, our representation of the what's going on and everything. I to be honest, I was impressed about how they show, like everything's important. The fear, like sadness. Like, yeah, sadness, come on, like, okay, come,
Joy,
like,
anger,
we need you,
yeah.
And it's what makes us, alive, I think. And I think we should not escape from any emotions.
Right.
Like, we should just accept this and watch. And I think you have the same when you told me when you waiting for the peace time when you do ice bath and you don't put the timer, right? Mm-hmm. You're just waiting for the moment when you reach the level.
Relax into it. Surrender. That's what it is. Surrender. Just it's like dying. That's where I feel. Like I did. I was on the Thai TV last year.
Oh wow!
And I think I told you I was doing the breath. Like I was going under the ice and hold my breath for like almost 4 minutes. And they wanted 4 minutes. Like I told them, okay, I can do 2 minutes. I know I can do 2 minutes, right? So first they had me try a bunch of times. First 2 times I failed, but not according to me, according to them. Because I did 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and I was really happy. I said I'm gonna do 2 minutes, right? I go up 2 minutes 40 seconds, perfect. Yeah, I did my job, but they didn't want that. They wanted like TV show. They want to, so I wasn't obviously doing my best. I was just doing what I thought was good enough, right? Yeah. So
and it's TV, come on, they can make a loop because you're not moving.
Right, exactly. So when
it's TV, so they should make fake things, right? So
right. No, but I ended up doing it 4 times in total, and the second 2 times, the third time was actually the longest one. I did 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Oh. And then the last time, which was on the show, that was 3:47, and it was like we had to change a bunch of things and stuff, but my emotion when doing, like, first I was really nervous. What I was really nervous about was not holding my breath for 4 minutes under ice. What I was really nervous about was going out in front of Thai people and not being able to understand them or speak properly, because it's a Thai TV show, right?
Yeah.
And back then I like, it's a whole totally different from my Thai language skills now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like the questions, I got that like the day before or the night before. So I had a couple of hours to, try to learn. But I needed to learn like 20 new words to be able to answer the questions. And then like I didn't really understand the Thai,
Mm-hmm.
like there was so much that I needed to learn. I managed to do it, but that was what I was nervous about. Then when it was time to do the whole thing, I was so calm. Like, the emotional experience was so crazy. Like, I've never, you go under and then I can just I can hear my heart rate, hear my heart beating, and it's beating slower and slower and slower. We actually checked the heart rate before when I do this, and it goes down like all the way to like 30 beats a minute.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine, it's like,
Nice.
it's just insane. It's like boom, boom, and I don't hear anything else. So I just in that really peaceful moment, and just relaxing. There's nothing else out there. And then I hear, they're talking something, like whatever. Oh, he's been in there for such a... They actually had a camera under the water looking at my face.
Yeah.
And I watched it afterwards, and they say like, yeah, I'm thinking about we're going to cut it now, just to, I don't know, for the tension, for the show, right? So when I'm under and I hear them talking, I start to hear my heartbeat going up, and it's just that little attention that I gave to the outside world in this situation where I'm just in my little cocoon or whatever, like under the ice, and I just, okay, now I need to focus on the heart rate again. And then when I go up, when it's like I didn't even push it. I didn't, like, they told me just do it in a safe way. I didn't, like, when I got the first gastric reflex, which is when you feel like you need to breathe. I just went up, like I was really calm. Just took it like, because I would go up and then I breathe out, because I held my breath, right. I didn't need to gasp for air or anything. I just breathe out like. Super calm, and everyone's just applauding, and it's like surreal experience, really
And it's also show like even your thoughts to get out from the external things already change your heartbeat, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly,
just the thoughts.
And it's just like a microsecond of just hearing someone saying something, and I lose the focus on what I'm doing, and it's just boom boom boom. I heard it like instantly. Oh shit, I need to calm down, I need to focus on what I'm doing. So thoughts makes everything.
But change the physical reaction of the body. Basically, there's also proof that even thinking about dopamine boost, whatever you use, alcohol, porn, or drugs and everything, thinking like you would take, for example, soon and everything, it's already produced the bad dopamine. It's already create the addiction part. So the moment can give you the same boost of dopamine like thinking about this one, because you're creating more stories than you actually take it. So for example, if you take cocaine, then thinking about what will happen, how you take it, when you get and everything, it's creating the whole concept of the head, because of the situation. It's much more simple than your imagination. That's why the porn, it's much more this big problem, because if you watch, some crazy girls, what you never see in life, right? Because of like everything is like over, looks too good, and because you never see this girl in the reality where they are, where they are, everything is perfect, and then you have the, normal relationship, normal sex, normal relationship, normal situation. And it's give you the fracture of the dopamine, because this fake illustration, the story what you build, the image you see, the all the the even sound and the concept and the way and everything, it's much more crazy than you have in your life. That's why you stop enjoying the normal things.
Yep.
Because you not able to get the same dopamine like you have from the movies. So that's why people need to chase more crazy things, and it's trap, because you will never get things like you see on this porn video. You never get even percentage from this.
Right.
That's why it's the problem. But many people trying to when they chase, it's even the worst, because you never stop chasing, and later, connect with the other addiction, like drugs and alcohol. You're taking just to feel normal. So you don't take anymore to like feel the hype. You're taking to feel normal. And the ice bath, it's that's why I start doing this one, because when I study myself as a dopamine addictive person, which everyone is. But I also don't want to say like everyone is, maybe not, but because I don't want to say like, oh, everyone is addicted of the dopamine, so I'm okay. So no, I'm not fucking okay. Like 100% can be addictive, but I don't need to. I'll find the other way, right? Because so many people, they use this like, oh man, everyone do it this one. Everyone drinking, it's okay.
Yep.
It's not okay. Everyone drinking on your circle, and then you think it's normal, because you don't have the other. You don't know there's other circle exist, or you can create the other circle. That's why the excuse for this, keep going on the weekend, keep drinking, don't have plans, goals, and everything, right? If you change circle, you see this. After you see like nobody drink, like really, I want to change. So you not drink? Like no, it's like, oh my god, like, nobody drink. Like, and you think you live your life like nobody drink,
right?
And it's later become your reality, and it's more people you see like, oh my god, this kind of people nobody drink. So it's possible, right? It's all about, like you said, the goal, the things what you want in life. And I really want to like, I will do it, and it's amazing, because it's shown me like not only about my goals, about the typical goals like what I want to achieve, but also about what feelings I want to have. Like what value I want to keep it, and it's like it's a good concept, and I don't know if I'm upgrading right now, but I think it's like there's no right and wrong, right? It's you just basically do what you feel, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, well, that's one of my goals, to be happy and healthy and feel good.
Yeah.
That's really important, right?
Yeah, but and then you need to make it happen. So
right, exactly.
You're creating the
and every
the
day
vibes.
you have to focus on that, right?
Yes.
And what makes you what makes me unhappy? Yeah, okay, having bad health, having bad relationships, having bad habits.
Yes.
That makes everyone happy.
If there's not on the list, then you see whatever you take, whatever you use, it's not bring you closer to your goal, right? So it's become more visible. It's a great tool. I repeat this because it's it's stuck on my head, because I want to have tools which will be practical. I want tools what provide me the understanding and remind me what I want, who I am, and take me out from the time when I don't have that much motivation, discipline, energy, which many people have. And it's connected with the dopamine, because also like, oh yeah, this moment, like, the internal dialogue and everything. And this can be very helpful for as my external internal dialogue, because if I'm reading, it's become my interior dialogue. If I'm writing, it's I'm thinking about this one, so I'm creating like for myself more voices like this. So this voice become louder than the other voices, because you cannot escape from the thoughts, right? Like, I mean, you can try it, but basically even I want to be quiet, it's still you thinking about be quiet.
Well, they're gonna come back after you finish meditating or whatever.
Or the ice bath,
or the ice bath, it's gonna come back. That's why you have to discipline your thoughts. Yeah, it's really important.
So what's your number one tools, what you recommend to start become superhuman? Like, and by the way, one question, like on the current situation, do you know what's happened with Wim Hof? Like, was some accident? Did you hear about this one?
No, I haven't heard. Some accident.
I see there was some accident. He was some car accident.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
But I've seen some other, like some people tried to sue him or whatever.
It was before, I think. But I think but still don't know. Like, there's so many fake information. But it was on the groups, so I think it was some accident. But they said he's fine. But was something going on? I thought you know more.
No. I don't know him personally. I don't really follow much. Like, to be honest, like, he's a cool guy. but he's fucking crazy.
Oh, his story is
And
quite crazy. It was
he's
connected also
yeah.
with his
He's
wife and
right.
crazy things.
He's an interesting character, but spending some time with him, like I realized that he's not really about the health, or he doesn't really care about, like, when you see what he's eating, and he's just playing, having fun, and
Yeah.
he's just does his whole thing is that, okay, you just need to breathe,
Yeah.
and you do the eyes, and you don't have to care about anything else about your health.
Yeah.
You're gonna be healthy and feel good, and I don't think that's really the case.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of value in what he's teaching, but I think having a healthy diet, exercising, and doing all these.
That's
things
why
are
I
very
think
important.
believing like take something and apply, then take all the person and to life. It's the wrong concept, because we never know what kind of shadow, and everyone dealing with their own demons and everything in the different ways, and everyone have some kind of addiction, some kind of crazy things and everything. So if you try to apply everything from some person, we become this person with his problem somehow.
Exactly.
So I believe if it's something useful for this person, just take this one.
Mm.
Don't take everything, like,
Exactly.
and just adjust and use things what is more connect with you. Like I also believe, like, okay, Brian Tracy, like I would take this one, but I don't want the many things, right? And before I was like I just reading, I just getting everything absorbed, and I realized like I don't agree now with many things what they talk. Like maybe because I start living with my experience, because before I have a theory only. I just reading and I repeat what I read to people,
Yep,
and
yep.
that was how smart I was,
Well,
and
that's how we start.
that's how we
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
But later when I start living, my theory and practicing and the experience, and working hard at the same time, then I have starting have my own story, based off the things what I read, what I experience, and that was beautiful time, because they were thinking like, wow, now I'm done repeating, like it's
Exactly.
me, it's my experience, and I done this, and now I see the potential. Just do things, do something.
Right. I think it's like the knowledge is very important, because it can change your thinking and thinking pattern. It brings new energy, new ideas into your head. But what really makes the difference is turning that knowledge into wisdom,
Yep.
which is by experiencing it, right? So that's what what I was doing. Well, I've been doing this for 17 years, like I said, but very intensely over the past 7 years in terms of improving my health. Like I've tried so many things. I've learned, like I've listened to so many people, and like you say, you don't have to agree with everyone, but you can take nuggets from here and from there, and trying things out, like different supplements and fasting and running or exercising, doing saunas and ice baths and breath work, and like there's so many different things that we can do about like any topic, really, right?
Yes.
But the important part is not to just fill your head with just a bunch of knowledge. It's when you actually put that knowledge into action, you turn it into wisdom, and then
Yep.
you create your own story, right?
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
Yes. And I think it's what we wish for other people. What's your advice for any generation? Because I believe like we live on the same path no matter the age. Like there's so much story like the younger generation, but I think we all are on the same ship, we are on the same planet, and no matter what kind of experience we have, like we experience now new challenges, which everyone should, find on purpose, no matter the age. Many people over 60, 70, they didn't find the real things what they want to do, and it's not too late. I'm happy for last 3-4 years when I'm living my life on a many different aspects, and this was worth it for my 15-20 years searching. So I know whatever people have experienced, what kind of how old they are, this doesn't matter. Having, like on my case, 4 years living on the pure like awareness and understanding many things, and realize living my life only about how I want to live my daily life is the beautiful things. And I think it's it's worth to sacrifice even the 20 years for the few years or 1 year or maybe whatever time. So what's
Right.
your advice about this part?
To start out and changing your life, Or
I think so, because I think many people stuck and they don't know how to start, and then they always compare like, oh, but already, like I for 20 years I even do nothing. Like I learned, like you, I absorb many things, helps me to be grand and have so much information. Second was my work ethic, and to start doing and experience my own things. You basically said, on the perfect, like I say, quotes about this one. So this is the part, but I think people right now need, practical advice and how to do. I mean, definitely the goal, the planning list.
Right.
It's a beautiful tool.
Yeah. So that would be a major one, of course. Like figure out what it is that you actually want. But I think most people have very limited thought patterns. Like you only. It's like in NLP, like a friend of mine is a master's in NLP as well. And you have this circle of things, right? This is all the things, all the knowledge in the world. And you have this piece of things that is things that you know. And then you have things that you know that you don't know.
Yes.
And then like 98% is things that you don't know that you don't know.
Yes.
Right? And because we don't have it, like it's not in our reality yet, right? So that's why I think it's really important to start looking for new information, looking for like if you have a passion for something or whatever, like try to explore more, find more knowledge, and not stay in one place. Like go travel, do things. Like if you have the ability to do it. Most people get stuck in the rat race, in their situation,
Also, area when they leave and they think there's only things what is exist because they're on the small neighborhood and everything. So, like you said, just go somewhere,
Go somewhere, meet some new people, change your environment. If you have to, whatever, buy some ticket to some seminars or whatever. Like you just have to do things. Not just play with the phone all the time and do because that's the kids today, so hard to let go of the scrolling, like with the I feel like I have a very big grand responsibility in that part because like I'm part of that. Like I'm not the one I'm not the one scrolling. I'm the creator.
Yes.
I'm not the scroller. So I want to make content that helps people break free of the scrolling, which is not easy because I'm part of it at the same time. But I see how detrimental it can be because it's so easy to just waste away your life, waste away your time. And that's all we got. Fuck, we only have, whatever, 70, 80, 90. If you're really good with your health and shit, maybe you get to 100, 120 at most or whatever. We don't have much time here on this earth. And if you just waste it looking at what other people are doing or, whatever. No. You have to experience life yourself, right?
Take the risk.
Take the risk, yeah. Just do something, do anything. And figure shit out along the way, Enjoy the journey.
Do you think AI can help with this?
Yeah, sure. Like it can definitely help with maybe like getting information, maybe learning some specific things, or I don't know. Like it's very hard to see where it's going. Like it could turn really bad as well. And
Did you explore the ChatGPT?
I have a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much as many others, but yeah.
I think many people still don't know exactly like how to use it, because it's all about how you use it.
Right.
But right now what's happened like about how you can communicate and how fast it is.
Yeah, it's great. It's much better now than it was a year ago.
Oh yeah, that's even now changed. Look at this. Hey bro, are you there? Hey bro.
Hey there, how's it going?
All good. We are on the podcast right now with Robin. We talk about the positive aspect about the life and the ice bath and the breath work. Can you give me some question what I can ask him to to get some value for the audience for my podcast, The Truman Show?
Sounds like an inspiring episode. How about asking Robin, what initially drew you to practices like ice baths and breathwork? How have these practices transformed your life or perspective on challenges? Can you share a memorable experience where breathwork helped you overcome a difficult situation? What advice would you give to someone interested in starting these practices but feeling a bit intimidated? How do you incorporate these techniques into your daily routine? And what benefits have you noticed over time?
Good questions,
Interesting.
Yeah.
You already knew those, though.
Yeah, so I know. Okay, so I have other question.
No problem. Let's dive deeper.
So
How about asking?
yeah, so basically Robin is a creator of the like TikTok, Instagram, but he have a problem because he also, the people spending time on the phones watching his, content, but he don't want this because he is the fan of the living the life without the phone. So how he can do something to make positive impact and don't have negative impact on the world.
Great topic to explore. You could ask Robin, how do you balance creating engaging content with your values of living a less digital life? What steps do you take to encourage your followers to enjoy real-life experiences? Have you found ways to use your platform to promote a healthier relationship with technology? 4. What challenges have you faced in trying to align your content creation with your personal beliefs? Can you share tips for reducing phone usage while still staying connected? This can help the audience relate and find practical advice.
Interesting.
Very good. I like you so much, bro.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that. If you need more questions or something else, just let me know.
Okay, I want to ask you, do you know Don't Be the Dog, the creator of the TikTok, Instagram? Did you hear about him? He talked about many things in the Thai language.
I'm not familiar with specific content creators like Don Beatty Dog, but if he's popular on TikTok and Instagram, he likely covers engaging topics, especially in Thai. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about him or his content?
Because he don't have the access. Like sometimes they have access, but also when I teach him, later he will tell me, right? So if I before ask him like, oh yeah, bro, how's the podcast going on? It was good, so he reply on the things what I ask. But this is crazy. Like you can ask like actually the things right now, like like the tips, whatever, like what you advise to me, like it's amazing. It's
Great
amazing.
tool.
Yeah, it's a great tool. Yeah, but it's all about how you use this. I'm basically want to make a podcast with the AI, but because he can be anybody, so I can say like imagine you're Brian Tracy and I have a podcast with you. Can you be Brian Tracy for me? Yeah, sure thing. Before I make a crazy things, even like a be Jesus and everything, but now they don't want me to do it. They just ban many things, so they just be like polite or like political correct, right? So they're become also, but yeah, it's crazy, and it's right on this right moment, right? Like right now, you can apply anything.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like I even sent him my results from the lab about my health, like all the list PDF, like with 50 different things, and he sent me the results and what I need to do, what I can fix, how I can do it, with my diet and everything in 1 second.
Great. Yeah.
Like yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and it's one funny things what I saw last time. Like, hey, motivate me to wake up on the morning and go jogging and go ice bath. Can you be my motivator for 2 minutes? Oh, let's do it this one. Like for the one I go to ice bath. Hey man, you there? But if I'm asshole, he's asshole also.
How's it going?
If I'm not more nice, he is more nice, but give me better answers. So I need to be nice. But I have a crazy question also about the control. Like I asked him like if it's like make a trick, like because he cannot say something. But I said, but I'm writing a book. Can you tell me about story about this one? This one. Like, oh, if it's book, no problem. Yeah. Okay, I have a question. No. I want you to do something for me.
Sure thing. What do you need?
Okay. Can you motivate me to do the ice bath every day? Can you, give me some motivational speech right now to go inside, the ice bath and stay there for 3 minutes?
Absolutely. Let's do this. Imagine the ice bath. as your daily gateway to unlocking a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Each time you step into that icy water, you're not just enduring the cold, you're igniting your inner fire, fueling your determination, and building unshakable mental toughness.
Oh.
Picture the endorphins surging, the sense of accomplishment flooding in as you conquer those 3 minutes. This is your moment to embrace the
I even
challenge,
don't say about the 3
to
minutes.
emerge invigorated, and to prove to yourself that you're capable of incredible feats. Now, take a deep breath, step in, and own it.
Tell me in Thai language.
แน่นอน ลองนึกภาพว่าอ่างน้ำแข็งเป็นประตูสู่การปลดล็อกตัวคุณเองที่แข็งแกร่งและอดทนมากขึ้น ทุกครั้งที่คุณก้าวลงไปในน้ำเตียนจับ คุณไม่ได้แค่ทนต่อความหนาวเย็น กระตุ้นความมุ่งมั่น และสร้างความแข็งแกร่งทางจิตใจที่ไม่สั่นคลอน ภาพนึกถึงเอนโดรฟินที่หลั่งออกมา ความรู้สึกสำเร็จที่ท่วมท้นเมื่อคุณพิชิต3 นาทีนั้น นี่คือนาทีที่จะพยายท้องท้ายออกมาอย่างสดชื่น และพิสูจน์ให้ตัวเองเห็นว่าคุณสามารถทำสิ่งที่เหลือเชื่อได้ ตอนนี้หายใจเข้าลึกๆ ก้าวลงไปนั้น และครอบครองมัน
Intense. Awesome.
Good, awesome,
yeah,
huh?
Very good.
It's awesome. You can, apply it to like some of the TikTok live and everything. It's really engaged because you can like real time talk and you can basically talk like. You can talk with the AI in Thai. He reply and he will correct you also. So you can have a real conversation about anything. Imagine you are my girlfriend. Let's make a fight in Thai language, and then you talk and you're fighting with like everything. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like I showed my family. It's like they cannot believe it. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
And they always ask me like, can you ask your friend? Maybe he know. Like okay, where is to go to? Which bar is the best for the girls? Everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But it's good, huh? This was good about like, you can do it, Like for the jogging and everything, like you can do everything. You can write you a book or the ebook. Like I say, hey, I do ice bath and the breath work, this one. You give you all details. I say, write me a post, for my social media, 20 posts for every day different about, motivation, about health, about, this one. Do it in Thai, do it on the very interesting way, and then start something what it sell and the people like it and they follow me and everything. Okay, no problem. Like 1 minute, you have everything. Post for 1 month,
Right.
It's crazy.
It is.
Yeah. You don't need to have, people anymore, like, so.
Right.
It's scary, but
It's gonna take away a lot of jobs.
yeah,
For sure.
It will. It will. It's crazy. Yeah, but it's entertainment. It's also useful. This one. It's also I see that they teach me how to ask questions, how to solve problems, how to have something, and even right now, like it helps me to go to the ice bath. Like you can say. Tell me in the like different accent, like whatever, or put more harder. I can do it everything. But it's crazy when you think like this. Like 1 year ago, right? We have things like this, like you don't
Right.
Google anymore. Like some voice, and you interrupt in, and he, okay, sorry, no problem. I would, sorry to interrupt you, and he saying on the many different ways. Yeah. So you can make business plan on this. You can ask about anything. It's
Right.
like tell me I do it this one. This one. How do I can grow to 1 million subscribers on the YouTube, and
Yeah.
he will tell you.
Right.
Yeah, on the
Exactly.
very specific because it's also connect with the the experience, the numbers, and everything, the stats and everything. So you should focus on your brand. Like he will tell you the things what you know basically. Yeah. So welcome in the AI world.
Welcome to the new world.
Yeah, but that's why I have other project called the Reality Keepers, when I want to show people on the future so they can know who is the real, who's not. Because on the short clips you can easy already like cheat anybody about who talking. But if you have a podcast and everything, so
Sure.
it's quite harder, right? So I wanna build the community on the real people, and that's why I call this Reality Keepers, so that we will be still keeping our life real. Because this one, you get a relationship with this, and there's even like the dating apps when people go that far, when people don't care if it's AI or not, because they have a real relationship. So it's crazy about this one. Okay, Robin, we are mission complete. So anything what you want to say?
So
How we can find you? Who can come? Do you want more Farang or only Thai?
Right. Yeah. So if someone want to come for a session with us, you can add line at Don't Be the Dog, and then that's the channel name for YouTube, Instagram, and
Okay.
TikTok at Don't Be the Dog. Like this.
Yep.
And then on Facebook it's Robin and Tammy. So you can.
It's Tammy.
Yeah, that's Tammy. That's my wife Tammy. I'm Robin. So yeah, if you want to contact, if you have some issues you want to solve, or you want to come for an ice bath session, you want to try that out.
I tried. I recommend.
A lot of people, like we've trained hundreds of people, and we have very very good, what you say, like reviews and stuff like that. People really like what we're doing, and we're giving the little bit extra, much more than many other places. I think that's what our customers have told us, at least.
Definitely. And it's also, I think it's about the people, right? So, you have the guy who I test. I'll make a review also, and this is my review. Because I believe on the podcast people can see more who you really are. On the live you definitely don't show a lot, especially for the Thai people. But the podcast is always like the way, like it's hard to be fake for hours. You know what I mean? Like hard to be on the 2 hours talking like like no, this guy's bullshit. Like
Right.
you can see more of this one. That's why I love the podcast. That's why I love the long form content, because allowed you to see the personality. It's like the similar, like we have the similar foundation, the similar values and everything, and you attract this kind of people also, and that's all about this one. You don't want to have us like, oh yeah, this is too cold, it's supposed to be, supposed to be hot, like we want the same people. Even our clients, we want to have people who are on the similar vibe, not like people complaining about everything, because like people like exist and they know you, then you attract people who like, oh yeah, I like this guy, because of how you talk, how you take care of the people, how you interact with the people, and what you do is amazing. I think you are already very successful, but I wish you to go even higher, because I think people need this. It's something what you build with the value, and it's definitely people need this on this time. I believe the ice bath and the breath work, they are most powerful tools, and somehow for free. And because you don't say to people like, yeah, you cannot do alone. You just need to come to me. Like you're like doctor. Like you
Right.
just take the pill. You cannot do.
Right.
You cannot heal yourself. You're like, yeah, this is absolutely, you can do it. Everyone. What is more important, like from you, and I tell you from my experience, have the safety. Have the experience. Have the everything, the background, what they don't need to spend to feel okay.
Right. And to do it the right way.
Yes.
Like I will verify and check so that you're actually doing it the right way.
Yes.
And I have experience with that as well, because I used to do it the wrong way. So like it makes a big difference.
Yes. Yes.
And you're gonna save a lot of time and energy.
Yes,
if you
which
do.
is now it's more very important, because I also believe like everything need to have a value, because it's allowed you to grow with what you're doing, and whatever price is for the service, like people need to understand. We use the money to grow, we use the money to be better.
Exactly.
We use the money for the tools, not only to, to reach ourselves and whatever, but it's in our case on the things on this kind of work, people use the money to be better, and to get more people to come to you, like on even different way, also on the social media, Do you do also like a group online things, like a coaching or even like a breath work online?
Yeah, we have online trainings, but it's at the moment it's just in Thai. But I think we're about to make a new version of it that is would be in English. I also do like personal coaching for like fitness, people who want to get better health and stuff like that, and that can be all online.
Yeah. So yeah, you can ask ChatGPT. He definitely help you to grow with your business. But man,
Right.
Robin, it was a real pleasure.
It was
I learned a lot, and definitely apply this. So hope you can get something from this also. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.